Prime plays the world.
Well, first-year teams are not supposed to do well in any sport, but if you'll come inside with us to the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada, you'll see a new team that's doing quite well, thank you. The first-year Las Vegas Thunder of the IHL getting ready to take on the visitors from Milwaukee, the Milwaukee Admirals. A pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to Las Vegas. Happy New Year's Eve. Along with Bernie Federko, I'm John Paul Della Camera. We should have a great matchup for you tonight. The standings show that these are two solid teams leading their respective divisions. Milwaukee won the Midwest last year. They're on top again. Vegas is leading the Pacific by a slim 4 points over San Diego. The importance of tonight's game, Bernie Federko, when you look at it, these two teams played each other 48 hours ago. Las Vegas won it, but their coach is more concerned.
Yes, and we talked to Butch Goring, the coach of the Thunder, this morning, and he's very concerned. I think the tendency after you won the first game is that your players might get a little let down. He's going to be happy ready tonight. He's got his players talked into, and Milwaukee's going to come out to try to get the split. So it's going to be a very important game for both clubs tonight.
Now keep this in mind. This ice surface here is about 15 feet shorter than most of the other rinks around the IHL. What's that going to do to the game?
Well, 15 feet doesn't seem like that much, but it's a lot. There's no neutral zone, so it's going to be end zones. Whoever gets in forechecks, gets in on top of the other team, is going to team that's probably going to come out and win the game.
A lot of great players in the IHL will be on display tonight. We hope you'll celebrate New Year's Eve with us here in Las Vegas. Get ready. It's the Milwaukee Admirals, a good road team getting ready to take on a team that's exceptional here at home, the Las Vegas Thunder. We'll look at the keys when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Thomas and Mack Center here in Las Vegas. Along with Bernie Federko, I'm John Paul Della Camera. Same two teams that faced off against each other 48 hours ago, and it was the Las Vegas Thunder winning at 5-2. Butch Goring said that it was probably the best game that they had played all year. They'll need another one tonight because Milwaukee's a solid team. They're led by Brian Dobbin, who's had an exceptional year so far, Bernie.
Yes, he has. He's their best player. Last year, he leads the IHL right now in goals, was 25, and he's second in points with 48. Along with him, Mike McNeil, 9 goals, 10 assists, a real solid two-way player. Great speed, and probably the hardest working player on the team. Over in Las Vegas, you've got Brad Lauer, the only player last year to score 50 goals in the I. He leads the Thunder this year with 20 goals and 40 points. And Radek Bonk, a 17-year-old Czech sensation who most likely, and if you're a betting man, and we are in Las Vegas, will probably be the first pick in the NHL amateur draft next year.
Now, Bonk and Lauer will be shooting at Larry Dick, who came on the other night in the third period as a replacement for Bob Mason.
Well, Larry Dick played 40 games last year for Milwaukee. He's only played 14 games this year, but he's got a 3.06 goals against average, which is 4th best in the league. Clint Malarchuk, a veteran of 338 NHL games. He shared the best goalie honors in the I last year with Rick Knickel of San Diego Gulls. This year, a 3.47 goals against average, but he's got 15 wins, which is tied for 2nd in the league.
Now, if you're looking for keys to the game, how about our New Year's resolutions for Milwaukee? A little patience.
Yes, they must. They got to play a tight checking first period, especially on the road. That's what you got to do. They got to play for a break. Secondly, they've got to get their power play going. It's 2nd best in the league, and it wins you a lot of games. Third, and maybe the most important here, is forecheck and finish. This is the league's most potent offense, but they must convert on their chances. Over in Las Vegas, they cannot have that letdown. They won the game 2 nights earlier. They've got to come out tonight, and they've got to really concentrate on getting into there and getting that first goal. And that's what they need. They got to avoid stupid penalties. When you're playing against the 2nd best power play in the league, you can't take any penalties because those usually burn you. And last but not least, they must have a quick start. They've got to get that first goal. They play the best in first period, and they play real well with the lead.
Moments ago, we talked to Kurt Fraser, the head coach of Milwaukee. He told us Pat McLeod won't play tonight. All he is really is the key to their power play. He's 2nd in the league in assists.
Well, you know, sometimes when you are losing a key player, you really, it's a challenge for the whole squad. And I don't see that they're not going to miss him, but I think they're going to probably replace him. I think they'll try a lot harder tonight. They've
got some injuries. We'll talk more about that during our telecast tonight. We hope you'll stick with us here on New Year's Eve from Las Vegas, Nevada. Get ready, get set. It's the IHL here on Prime Network. Everyone is here in Vegas New Year's Eve, including Barbra Streisand, all sold out tonight. the Las Vegas Thunder and the Milwaukee Admirals. Your referee tonight, Derek Martin, Jim Tedesco, and Steve Metcalf are the linesmen. And again, look for this to be a quick game. There's not much in the way of neutral ice here. Talking about 185 feet in terms of the length compared to a normal rink, which is 200 feet. Face-off between Tressel and Godas. Off the draw, it's taken. The men in blue, the Milwaukee Admirals. Behind the net, Malarchuk will leave it off. Jeff Sharple snaps it around the boards. Maleschuk trying to keep it in, and it's pinned there. There'll be a face-off coming up.
I think it's going to be a very interesting game. Milwaukee certainly needs this win tonight. They need a split. They lost 2 in a row right now, and I think Kurt Fraser is really not too happy with the way they played. But it's tough. It's in Las Vegas. Some of these guys have never seen the lights of Las Vegas before, and I know it's got to be really hard for the visiting team coming in here. Definitely a distraction, and they're without Pat McLeod and some other players. He rattled off some names. He was looking for you to don skates tonight. Hervey with a shot, and it's gloved by Malarchuk. Hervey's an interesting story. Had a knee operation, just coming back, and they're probably rushing him a little bit. They're hoping he doesn't have to get an awful lot of ice time tonight because he's not near 100%. Well, I think this is the kind of game where the guys have got to bear down a little bit. They're certainly going to be short staffed back in defense. I think that Kurt Fraser is going to probably want them to take shorter shifts. And certainly the forwards are going to have to come back and help the defense out, because when you're down to 5 guys right now, it's going to be tough sledding, and they're going to need a lot of help. Ashton, and that's Brent Ashton, and Jean-Marc Richard among the key players injured for Las Vegas. So both teams have had to contend with some injuries. Tressel getting ready for the face-off with Mark Habscheid already. Vegas has made a change. Off the draw, controlled at the back, sent all the way around the boards by Todd Richards. All the way back deep the other way. Left there for Belichick, formerly in the Quebec organization as well as New Jersey of the NHL. Couturier at center, snapped in there by Tressel. Behind the net, Malarchuk leaving it off. Brian Fogarty around the boards, kept it at the right point. Admirals keeping it alive. They're in the predominant blue uniforms with red and white. Vegas in teal, black, and silver. Belichick in the neutral zone. And he's pinned there. Another whistle, another quick whistle. There'll be another face-off coming up as we look at 19, Randy Belichick on defense. Part of the key for Milwaukee at the back line. Yes, he is. He's got some NHL experience, played in Quebec, played in New Jersey. A hard-nosed player that's really on a 25-game tryout right now. Is a good, solid defenseman. He's got a lot of experience, and that's something you need on a club. Everybody wants some experience, and there's a lot of players from the National Hockey League on both these rosters. Our first look, Bernie, at number 76 in teal, silver, and white, and that's Radek Bonk. Watch for him, number 76. He's only 17 years old. He's a boy playing in a man's game. What a story this kid is. You know, to come over here, his parents are here in Las Vegas with him. They're living as a family here. There's no question in most scouts' mind that this player will be the first pick in the NHL amateur draft next year. Some of the guys on the kid has got pressure on him every night, and he is really come to the forefront. He's going through a little bit of a slump right now, but he's a tremendously gifted player. He's big. He's got the skills. I think this guy's going to have a heck of a future in the National Hockey League. No goals in his last 12 games, but he's picked up some 8 assists. Along the boards, the Admirals fight to keep it alive in the attack end. They get it. Long slap shot stopped at the short side by Malarchuk. It's still loose, though, behind the net. Milwaukee digs it out, Cavallini. And the backhander is blocked. Comes back the other way. That's Scott Gruel making number 24. Leading scorer all time in the IHL. Among active players, leading goal scorer, though, of all time. Got some hurt feelings in the corner. Well, that's his game. Scott Gruel has been a long time resident, I guess you could say, of the International Hockey League. He's been through it all. He likes to get his nose in, and he's scored a lot of goals. He's got records to prove it. There's a guy that I think is really, they're looking to turn up his game a little bit. There's Derek Martin. He'll be in charge of this one tonight. We've seen him before in our first IHL telecast out of San Diego earlier this year, when San Diego just narrowly defeated Indianapolis. Draw to the right side of Malarchuk. 12 career shutouts in the NHL, 3 in the IHL. Steve Strunk was just waved out of the face-off circle. 18, Scott Robinson will come in and take it instead. Off the draw. It was against Godas. Behind the net, Sharples clearing it all the way around. 18:30 remaining. First period from Las Vegas. Along the boards, Godas fighting for it. He just got married last week, right before the Christmas break. And he stayed in Vegas to do it. He didn't have to go anywhere else.
Everybody gets married in Vegas. Robinson backhands it into the attacking zone. Strunk will pick it up. Fires it around the boards. No one at that right point. Sabrin will give it the chase. Ken Sabrin, who's also had NHL experience, back to play it in his own zone. Left side to Bacha. Good pass cross ice on the right wing side. Tuttle a blast. Malarchuk got that one up high. Sharples checked by Tuttle, the former St. Louis Blue. And it's cleared around the boards. All the way back the other end. Icing is the indication. And that's the call as soon as it's touched. Touch made by Mike McNeil, who Kurt Fraser spoke to us earlier about. Said this guy is very much underrated. He can't believe he was not given a chance, especially with all the recent NHL expansion.
Well, like Kurt said, this kid can play. He can skate. No one works harder than him. He's a guy that really needs to have a shot, even if it's just on the fourth line in the National Hockey League. But I think he's probably happy to have a job, and he's happy in Milwaukee, and they got a tremendous hockey club, and really they're taking the play right now. I'm very surprised that there's not more end-to-end action, because these are two talented teams that are really kind of feeling themselves out right now.
And as Kurt told us, he may play on defense. He's out there now on left defense. In the corner, players battle for it. Vegas picking it up. The Thunder move it out. Hampshire to the middle. Lead pass on the right side. Lyndon Byers shooting it off the glove hand of Larry Dick. Into the corner, we got a delayed penalty coming up. Along the boards, Dick heading off. Over the line come the Admirals, and possession is made there on the touch. So there'll be a power play coming up. You'll get to see the second best power play in the IHL, the Milwaukee Admirals, when we come back. Ranger to the penalty box. Lyndon Byers is in for an elbow at 2:44. So minus Pat McLeod, you've got the number 2 rated power play in the league on right now for Milwaukee.
Well, there's the bad penalty that we talked about at the beginning of the game. Lyndon Byers cannot do that. Yeah, he knows what the penalty box is all about, but that's the penalties you got to avoid, especially in the offensive zone. You don't take an elbowing penalty.
Overly aggressive on Byers' part. Picked up now by Tressel. This power play, if you can believe it, is actually better on the road at 26%. They've been close to almost 24% regular season, but 26% on the road is outstanding. Here's Couturier dumping it in. Far wing side. The chase was on, and Hervey couldn't keep it in at the point. Good pressure by Las Vegas, and they move it out into the neutral zone. Backhand pass gets by everyone. Picked up by Richards. And it was whistled on the icing, and you never want to see that when you have the power play.
Well, I think it's going to take them a while to get their bearings again. Pat McLeod, really the quarterback of their power play, the key to that whole power play, them and Brian Dobbin. But without one guy, I think they're going to feel each other for a while, and certainly try to get readjusted.
I think Vegas penalty killing, although it's 11th, will get better. You're talking about their coaches, Butch Goring head coach, Bob Bourne assistant coach. I think about how great penalty killers they were.
They certainly were. They won 4 Stanley Cups doing it, so they're no stranger to penalty killing. But you know, penalty killing, you go in waves. Some days, you know, sometimes you go through 2 weeks, 3 weeks with streaks that you just, you know, it really gets those stats up. Those percentages get a lot better.
Lauer, nice save by Dick. It was almost a shorthanded goal. And this team, Las Vegas, has 8 of them. Quinney leads them with 3. Right side. Here come the Admirals over the line. Galchenyuk right across to Gino Cavallini, who leads the league with 4 game-winning goals. Pass up ice intended for Lauer, the former Islander. Now Gotis. Back for Brad Lauer. 50 goals, as Bernie mentioned last year. 60-footer save. Larry Dick had to be sharp on that. Lauer's had 2 good chances here, shorthanded.
Well, the key to penalty killing right now these days is that you want to be aggressive. Try to forecheck and try to keep the puck in the offensive zone instead of getting in your own zone. And that's exactly what the Thunder are doing right now.
Along the boards, Gino Cavallini helps to keep it in, and then it's swept away. Very good play at the last moment as it was cleared out by Las Vegas. 15:44 left in this period. First period of play, no score. 24 seconds left on the Byers penalty for elbowing. Gino Cavallini off the boards, dumping it in. Behind Malarchuk, Kite will pick it up. And Kite thought he found the opening, but it was knocked down, and now finally it comes out of the zone. Galchenyuk will pick it up. Down to 8 seconds left to the man advantage. Botcha's pass finds an open winger on the right side. That's Tuttle. Taken away by Vegas. They can't clear. Botcha holding. Long slap shot over Malarchuk. The penalty's over. Byers is back on. So the Thunder have killed off the man advantage. But Milwaukee enjoyed for the full 2 minutes. Now on the left wing side, Las Vegas moving it up ice to Byers. Looks like it's coming back on the two-line pass. So there's no score here in Las Vegas. Hope you're enjoying New Year's Eve. Still 15:02 left in the first period. Milwaukee and Vegas are scoreless. Quebec Nordiques #1 draft choice. Played it in, faked the shot nicely. Quinney, hard check, solid hit. Along those boards, dug out. Scotty Groom can't clear it out. Center point, Fogarty the drive, and it's blocked. He got it back. Top of the circle, Fogarty in the slot. Score! Right back! Snaps the long goal-scoring drought, Bernie. 12 games without a goal.
Yes, it was. It was a very good goal. I mean, you don't leave a guy like Radek Bonk all alone in the slot, and that's exactly what Randy Velishuk sees him all alone, or I should say, Brian Fogarty sees Radek Bonk all alone in the slot, right into the middle, and he passes it, and then there's no chance for the goaltender there. You can't have a guy be all alone in front of the net like that with no one guarding him. It was a great play.
So Radek Bonk will get credit for it. It's his 16th goal of the year, right from the slot area. Fogarty helped to set it up. He's here on a 25-game tryout, so he's looking to impress.
Well, he did a great play there. That's very impressive.
4 players in a battle. Behind the net, Derek Martin wants him to play. And finally, a whistle sounds. And tempers, as you might expect, could get a little short here. Same faces 48 hours later, New Year's Eve. You'd rather probably have the night off, right?
Well, I think so, but, you know, really a very important goal for Las Vegas. Very frustrating for Milwaukee, but with Las Vegas 14-2-2 when they scored that first goal, we talked about at that beginning of the broadcast is that Vegas had to get that first goal. That's usually their best period. That's what they have to do, get the crowd behind them and you know, continue to put some pressure into the Milwaukee zone.
Milwaukee got off to the better start. Of course, they had the power play, but they were doing a lot of things well, but all of a sudden we're seeing Vegas carrying the puck a little more confidence, making the better plays.
You know what's real interesting, talking to Kurt Fraser, what he said, that he wanted that puck getting in deep and getting some pressure and forechecking. They did do that. They had a power play for 2 minutes. They didn't get the puck deep and try to forecheck, and I'm really surprised that they haven't gone to that. Get it deep with no neutral zone. You got to get the puck deep, and they haven't done that.
Lauer is on. He's out there along with Vermette, as we see Derek Martin coming over to have a conversation on that far side. Wondering what's going on. Looking up at the clocks, 14:21. They're both in sync. 1-0 Thunder. That's all correct. They're just going to face it off. Whatever the problem was, apparently has been corrected or is being corrected. Face off to the left side of Larry Dick. Lauer in to take it along with Tressel. And Tedesco's not getting any cooperation. That probably means Lauer's not going to take this draw.
That's what usually happens. Face-off's such an important part of the game. Guys do a lot of extra work on them nowadays. Puck control means everything in the game.
So Mark Vermette takes it. Won it, but he didn't win it cleanly. It was a rolling puck. Spenrath all the way back for it. Couldn't get it. Picked up by Dobbin in the right circle. The shot stopped on the short side by Malarchuk. Dobbin, though, a threat to score from almost any angle. Around the board, Sharples. Players collide inside the Vegas zone. Now behind the net for Tressel. Tries to center it out in front. Malarchuk stopped it at the side. Sharples around the boards. Botcher keeps it in. Behind the net. Couturier looking for Tressel. He'll take it on the backhand. Out at the point, Barcher shot and a score off a deflection. Tressel may have been the one that tipped it home, but you saw it completely change direction in front, but a good attempt from the point.
Well, there it is. There goes back to that traffic in front of the net. Malarchuk didn't have any chance. He didn't see it. And when there's a guy as big as Tressel parked in front of the net, all you want to do is get the shot from the point on the net. That's exactly what they did. Shot, and it's deflected into the net. There's nothing that Malarchuk could do. But that's a big It's a big goal for Milwaukee to get back into this game. They're usually their best period is their second period as we look at the replay here. Puck back to the point here, and Botcha just takes a quick shot. It gets through. You'll see Tressel deflected in between Malarchuk's pads. Back of the action. It's now tied at 1. So the Admirals get one back.
about a minute later, about a minute after the goal was scored by Las Vegas. We'll get the official scoring in a moment for you. Tressel does get it. Baccia should get the assist, at least one assist anyway. And Couturier gets one as well. Cavallini's shot goes in wide of goal. Time of the goal with 6:13. Baccia and Couturier, the assists on Tressel's 5th of the year. Picked up behind the net. Sent around the boards by Frank Evans, who played last year in the East Coast Hockey League with the Erie Panthers. Tied at 1 here in Las Vegas. 13:08 left in this first period of play. Along the near wing boards. Over the line. Vegas taking it in deep. Players going down. Byers will pick it up. Tries to center it out. Joyce was after it. Collision there, and it comes out. Joyce with a good check after losing it. All the way back the other way. Richards picks it up, and the icing call is made. Butch Goring says this guy, number 18, Todd Richards, has been his steadiest player since the beginning of the year. He's had to pick up his efforts because Jean-Marc Richard, a good offensive defenseman, has missed the last 15 games with an injury.
Well, Jean-Marc Richard was their key player, and Butch Goring mentioned this morning that this guy really has picked up his play. He's plus 17 this season, which is 4th in the IHL, which is tremendous accomplishment right there, especially when you're not playing with your partners. So he's done the job, and that's something that Butch Goring knows all about, is a plus-minus, and he's certainly a strong plus player right there.
Richards has played for Springfield in the American Hockey League. Ruddock Bonk is in to take this draw. Off the draw, it's controlled. Fogarty drives, it's blocked, never reaches anywhere near goal. Strunk off the right boards for Scott Robinson. Cleared into the neutral zone, picked up on the left wing side. Bonk showing some speed, draws it back. Lefebvre, touch pass, shot by Fogarty, was deflected out. Bonk, the rebound. It's loose, still loose in the near circle. Dug out by Lefebvre, plays it out at the point area. Fogarty, Lefebvre at the circle. Cuts, gives it right back. Fogarty going in deep. Tried to play it across. It was deflected around the near wing boards. Still 1-1 here in Las Vegas. First period of play. It gets by Quinney's reach. Baccia backhands it all the way down ice. This one will go for an icing as soon as Todd Richards makes the touch. And with 12:03 remaining, the face-off will come all the way back to the left side of Larry Dick, or to the right side of Larry Dick.
Well, it's early yet, but I haven't seen much of Ruddock Bonk this year. But if this first 8 minutes is indication of how well he's going to be when he gets to be 18, 19, and into his 20s, this is going to be some player. He's not afraid to take the body. He's a very aggressive player, and obviously maybe that's one of the reasons that he's been taking a lot of minor penalties. But he's not afraid to go in the corner and bang it up, and he's very impressive so far.
Godis with Tressel for the draw. Tressel had that last goal that tied it at 6:13. Off the face-off, Sabourin picks it up. Lead pass on the left side, Couturier, 60-footer, knocked down by the blocker of Malarchuk. Along the boards, 4 players in a battle for it, including Rod Buskus. Still trapped in the zone. Godis, formerly property of the Pittsburgh Penguins, battling there in a tough battle with Richard Zemlak, who's played for several NHL teams. No one giving an inch. And no whistle. They still want that puck to move. Still battling. Buskus in there, trying to hang on. Kick free by Couturier. Behind the net, Tressel. It's a long time to keep it in play, deep in the zone. Out at the point, big shot taken, went wide from Sabourin. Admiral still putting on the heat here. Delayed penalty coming up, and now we've got it. Derek Martin making the call for a trip. So Milwaukee will end up with another power play and a chance to take the lead when we come back to Las Vegas here on New Year's Eve. It's tied at 1. We're going to take a look at the tripping penalty, and it was right in front of Derek Martin. Pretty tough to avoid. Mark Vermette goes off, so the thing that Butch Goring wanted to guard against, we've seen 2 minor penalties already to his team in the first period.
Well, that problem started because of good forechecking pressure that Milwaukee did. I mean, they had the puck in the corner, Zemlak working real hard, and they forced that penalty. They kept the puck in the corner there probably for 30 or 40 seconds, and I think Las Vegas got a little too tired. Vermette said, hey, we got to get this out of here, so unfortunately, he did the wrong thing at the wrong place. Referee Martin was standing there watching. You can't do that and get away with it.
Habscheid in for the draw. He's also an assistant coach with this club. Would like to coach someday on his own. It's cleared all the way around the boards. Habscheid played in Switzerland last year and is coming back here to play in Las Vegas.
Another one of the many players I played with in Detroit.
This Vegas team, when you add up the games, it's almost 4,000 NHL games of experience. That's impressive. Another penalty coming up here. It's going to be even as we've got an interference penalty. We've got a few blind spots here in Las Vegas, so we're going to have to rely sometimes on the monitor or a good camera angle to see it. In fact, that last tripping penalty, we never saw it until the replay. There's Bacha, who's going off. He was just being allowed by Milwaukee. They're very nice to let him play for Slovakia in the upcoming Olympics. They own his rights. They didn't have to let him play.
Well, you can see there's a real call there. You can't grab a guy and throw him down. That's exactly what Bacha did. And those you don't get away with. But going back, yes, what a privilege and honor, I'm sure, for him to play in the Olympics. I think that's a dream for a lot of players, and especially with all the things that have happened over in Europe over the last couple of years. I think he's very, very proud to represent his country.
Now it's 4-on-4, smaller ice surface, so that should make things very interesting here in Vegas. Lefebvre. 4 players, including the referee Derek Martin, in the middle of that. Here's Brian Fogarty. Besides Quebec, he's also played with Pittsburgh. Takes it off the referee. Centers it. Here's Quinney. Brings it back out. Over at the far point. Richards. Right side Lefebvre. Touch pass. A beauty. Save. Rebound loose. The backhander went wide. Missing was Fogarty. He had a great chance. Another penalty coming up. It was a delayed call. We've got another. We're going to see even more open ice.
Well, that was good pressure by Las Vegas. All these guys moving the puck around. Lefebvre's playing very well. Another rookie in the International Hockey League this year. Played really for the last 4 years over in Europe. He's been all over Europe. In England last year, has played very well. And they moved around there, and that was a penalty that was because of, again, good pressure. Going to see over into the corner here. Tressel's going to stick out his stick and knock down Quinney, and that's a penalty in any league. Anytime. My kids do a lot of that. They usually get away with it, though.
So Tressel sits out for tripping at 9:40, so it'll be a 4-on-3 for about 1:10 here. That'll open things up. Lauer plays it out, center point. Sharples pass, finds his man. Hapshide brings it in. Sharples again. Hapshide has points in 6 of his last 8 games and goals in 4 of his last 5 at home. It's deflected. That was dangerous. Sharples will keep it in at the far point. Right side circle, it's Lefebvre. Center point, Sharples fakes to pull the trigger. Hapshide, Sharples tees it up, save, rebound loose, score! Lefebvre with the doorstep.
Very well set up goal here. 4-on-3, you got to score. 5-on-3, you even have to more score. 4-on-3, they take advantage of it. Good work by Lauer in front of the net to kick the puck loose over to Lefebvre, who has the open side of the net that he knocks it in. But that was very, very good execution here. You see the shot by Sharples from the point. Lauer standing in front, he kicks it loose, and Lefebvre is just on the edge of the crease to shoot it into the back of the net. So very well done. Those are the ones that coaches dream about seeing. It was set up very well. Here's another kid with a great shot. Sharples, he kept it low. You see he gets it just on the ice. Rebound, kicked loose, and it's in the net. Very well executed.
Patrice Lefebvre, he played in Cleveland last year. That's Cleveland, England. Never heard of it. 44 goals, 93 assists, 137 points in 31 games.
What do you think they get that much snow in Cleveland, England?
I don't know.
Where we were a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I don't know, but those are great stats that he had, but he's coming here now for the first time after 4 years in Europe. He played some with Milwaukee, actually, back in 90-91, but he shows a lot of speed and a nice soft touch, good hands.
Well, he's not a big guy, 5'6", 160 pounds, which probably is one of the reasons that he was passed up by a lot of teams, but I think when you fit in on a roster as big as Las Vegas, you can use some little guys too, and he's certainly got some speeds, and he's really played a very, very good first half of the period. So he deserved this goal because he's the one that set it up originally. They moved it back to the point, and it's real good. He was standing there. He knows where he has to be, and that's natural talent when you're standing on the edge of the crease. You know where the net is. You're going to score a lot of goals wherever you play, and he has certainly done that in the past, and he is, again, really one of the leading rookie scorers in the International Hockey League this year. And I think he's on, 28 points now, which is very impressive.
Foot scoring, count them. 4 Stanley Cup rings with the New York Islanders. Obviously, the guy that he wants to emulate is his coach there, Al Arbor, who had great success with the Islanders.
Well, Butch is no stranger to coaching. He's coached in Boston for 3 years, did a very good job. Went over to the Western Hockey League with Spokane for a while. In the last 3 years, been in the Capital District, the Islanders' #1 farm team, who has now moved to Salt Lake City now. But Butch is here, and he's glad to be in Vegas. He's a heck of a golfer.
The reason for the delay, by the way, they took the wrong guy out of the box, and it looked like there was still going to be an advantage. It's 4-on-4. Coming back the other way. That is Galchenyuk trying to center it out, tied up by Buskus. Buskus has played with Lemieux and Gretzky. Not many can say that, as he's had stints in Pittsburgh and Los Angeles. Hampshire back to try to dig it out as well. 4 players back there. Derek Martin wants them to move it. Still loose. Now poked to the side of the net and dug out. Las Vegas comes back with it. 9:23 left in the first period. The Thunder lead it 2-1. Across the line comes Kite, the team captain, shooting it in wide. He played almost all of last year with New Haven of the American League. Coming back on the left wing side. Along the near wing boards, Gravolia. Milwaukee still shows 8 seconds left on a minor penalty, as Vegas has their man back. Pass intended for Tressel goes too far. Buskus poking it ahead. Sent right back in. And now the two teams are back at full and equal strength. Pass too far on the left wing side is intended for Bobby Joyce. Picked up by Tuttle. He's going to break in. Tuttle coming through. Save Malarchuk. Big save. He gave Tuttle nothing.
Tuttle showed his burst of speed there and broke in, and Malarchuk was equal to the task.
This one's going back for an icing, and the touch is made. It'll come back the other way. Remember a few years back when Tuttle had a breakaway against Malarchuk?
Yes, he did. Remember it very well. I wasn't playing in the game. I had hurt my elbow, so I was sitting at home in St. Louis watching it on TV, but he suffered a cut. Here's the save here. Tuttle has very good speed, tries to go underneath Malarchuk. Malarchuk was down on the ground, was able to block it with his bottom of his arm, but getting back to the incident in Buffalo, Malarchuk is lucky to be alive. He's probably one of the guys that'll tell you he's lucky to be alive, because he had his jugular slashed by a skate. Tuttle was sliding. Steve couldn't get control. He'd been pulled down, and he slid into Malarchuk. He cut him right below the mask and right in between the mask and the top of his neck guard. And if it wasn't for the goaltender being, or the
trainer,
team doctor and the trainer being right down at the end in Buffalo where the teams go off, they don't know if they would have been able to save his life. So it's certainly a scary experience, but obviously he's a goalie. He's back in.
Yeah, he lived to tell about it. Here's Sabrin. Shots on goal are even at 9. Sabrin behind the net, looking to center it out in front. Does one-handed. Godus will pick it up. Steve Godus played some in Germany. Here's Lauer sending it in from about 70 feet, wide of Larry Dick. Sabrin to the right wing side. Gino Cavallini. Now on the left wing side, Cavallini wearing the captain's label, the C. On that far right wing side, Tuttle intercepted. A chance for Vermette, but the pass too far in front. Icing was indicated. And now finally, it's whistle. A little bit late.
A bit delayed offside. I think it should have been icing, but I think he kind of missed it, and he got it on the offside.
2-1 Las Vegas leading it. Goals by Bonk and Lefebvre, sandwiched between one by Tressel for Milwaukee. 7:53 remaining. How do you adjust when you have the short ice surface here, then you go to your next game?
Well, you know what, that's real interesting. We've been asked that question all day and for a long time now. Does that, the short neutral zone really affect you? And I think you do see a lot more offsides. Short ice, it's a lot better when you're chasing the puck in a short building than you're in a longer building, but I think there's some adjustment. But both these teams played Wednesday night in the same building, so they should have adjusted to it, and certainly Las Vegas, it's their home building. It's got to be an advantage for them.
I'm sure you'll be seeing more shots of Crazy George, the cheerleader. That's not going to be Bernie Federko's guest in between periods 1 and 2. Didn't want to do it to him. But it will be Lyndon Byers, as now tempers are short on this near side. Evans and Scott Gruel are in there along with Lyndon Byers, and you can add up a lot of penalty minutes there. Evans had a bunch with Erie.
Yes, he did. Over 300. And Lyndon Byers is no stranger to penalty minutes either. He's got over 1,000 in the games that he's played in the National Hockey League.
He played 9 years in Boston. He is still very popular whenever he goes back there. Bruin fans still love Lyndon Byers.
Very, very nice guy.
And your actual guest in between periods 1 and 2, not Crazy George. Here's Bacha behind the net. Gives it up. McNeil, very versatile player for Kurt Fraser's club. McNeil showing he's got some speed, takes it to the corner. Checked by Kite. Dug out Here's Hapshide. Had a man open, but he couldn't spot Byers. Sent towards behind the cage area, but it comes back to the near wing side. Never got back there. All the way back in over the line. Bobby Joyce sending it in wide of Larry Dick. It's 2-1. Las Vegas leading it here in the first period. Still 7:08 to go. You're watching the IHL here on Prime Network. On the left wing side, getting behind the defense here, Scotty Gruel coming in, save. Oh, Malarchuk looked like he was giving him a little opening, and then he covered it.
Scotty Gruel tried to go 5-hole and didn't work.
You saw that opening, didn't you? I mean, it was there for a split second.
Show it to him and then take it away. Absolutely, absolutely. I thought he was going to go short side, but he didn't. He tried to go between the legs, and it did not work.
Well, Scotty Gruel was looking for a breakaway. He got it, but Malarchuk beat him that time, and we'll watch again and see how.
Looked like he was going to go short side, but he just tried to really overpower it through the stick. He didn't get it in the right spot, obviously. Malarchuk has played very well, and he's a big member of the reason why Vegas is leading their division.
Off the draw, Sharple's shot, kicked out. Larry Dick just tried to reach out and stop it again. That rebound almost cost him. Galchenyuk dumps it in right side. Gino Cavallini along with Jeff Sharples in a collision there. Along the near boards, Galchenyuk disappears from our view. Still battling with Lefebvre. A height disadvantage there for Lefebvre. Reddick Bonk drops it off. Nice job. Finally seen by Quinney, who dumps it in. Admirals will pick it up. Balistric, right side, Gino Cavallini. Formerly with Bowling Green. Also ex-St. Louis Blue. Calgary. And then Quebec. But now, under a one-year contract with Milwaukee. We'll be chatting with him in between periods 2 and 3.
Gino's fondest memory of the overtime goal in the 4th overtime in the NCAA's to win it for the tournament for Bowling Green. So certainly a big highlight for his career.
A lot of grateful Bowling Green players that night. You got to be running out of gas in 4 overtimes.
Absolutely.
No matter how well conditioned you are.
Should have bring the shootout in.
That's right. All the way back. Milwaukee doesn't want to see a shootout. They're 0-6 this year in that category. Here's Baccia, almost a giveaway. Taken by Couturier, center ice. Dumps it in wide of Malarchuk. Vegas will dig it out. Here they come. Across the center line, Fogarty, and way offside was Vermette by about 4 or 5 feet. So it's still 2-1. Las Vegas at home with the lead with 5:27 left in the first period. Welcome back, everyone, to the IHL here on Prime Network with Bernie Federko. I'm John Paul Della Camera. It's 2-1. Las Vegas Thunder leading the Milwaukee Admirals. We've got 2 of the better teams in the IHL on display tonight. 2 of 3 independent teams in this league. Fort Wayne, who won the Turner Cup last year, being the other.
Well, those are the teams that usually end up with the best players. They've got scouts all over the country looking for players that want to play on independent, players that aren't currently under NHL rosters under contract. And there's a lot of great players out there that still have a lot of life left in them. These are 2 real good hockey clubs.
Looking at Larry Dick in goal. He and Bob Mason have been sharing some of that load. Dick is 4th right now in the IHL in goals against average. Jeff Sargent of Peoria continues to be number 1. He's 5'11", 180 pounds, and they're looking for a big game out of him tonight. As we said earlier, he came in the 3rd period of Wednesday night's game. Stopped 3 of the 4 chances aimed his way. Off that draw, it's all the way back the other end for Scotty Gruel. Backhands it wide of Malarchuk. Dug out by Byers. And then he pays the price in the corner. 4 players looking for it, including Gruel. McNeil is in there.
This is what amazes me, is that there's never the whistle blown. I mean, there's so much time wasted in the corner like this. If they're not going to play it, blow the whistle, get a face-off. Let's get going.
I'm with you. We're watching that off the monitor because that is one of the blind spots here. The University of Nevada, Las Vegas Runnin' Rebels play their home games here. And in the past, they've really had many sellouts. This year, their attendance is down a bit. And it's interesting to note that Jerry Tarkanian, who is no longer their coach, has done some PR work. He did some TV commercials for this Las Vegas Thunder team. Tarkanian's still probably the most popular guy, or one of the most popular guys here in Las Vegas.
And he should be.
There is Evans, defenseman, being paired with Jim Kite. Kite, many years of NHL experience with Evans, who would obviously like to make it to the NHL someday.
Well, I think what both these teams have is they've got all the elements to have a good club. They got some speed, they got size, they've got toughness. The guys like Jimmy Kite, Lyndon Byers, and then Zemlak over in Milwaukee. So there's very well put together teams.
Foote Scoring likes the blend he has on this team, likes the size, the finesse, the skill, and the toughness.
And playing in a small building, it really helps when you get the size.
Foote knows, having played in the Boston Garden and coached there. Along the far boards, again, Vegas can't clear it out. It may cost him. Dobbin, quick shot. You can tell by that shot that's probably one of the reasons, one of the many reasons why Dobbin has scored so many goals. A quick release, a well-disguised shot. He got it there in an instant.
Well, he leads almost in every category somewhere in offense in the league. I mean, he's got a quick release. He just wants to get it on the net. He's, what, third, I think, in the league in shots. He's got 127, 128 shots, but his percentage is 20%. If you're scoring once every 5 shots, you're doing the right job. And what Kurt Fraser told us, this guy can play. He's played very well for him. He's the team leader. 25 goals so far. You're probably going to see him with at least 50 goals by the time this year ends.
If you score 1 for every 5 shots, I want you on my team.
Absolutely.
Off the draw, Baccia sending it in, and Malarchuk just saw that at the last moment. Leaves it behind the net. Tuttle in on the chase, trying to do the forechecking work. But coming out is Las Vegas. Richards. The giveaway. Baccia sends in from the center line. Oh, it took a crazy hop in front. Lefebvre battling for it. Along the boards, kept in by Baccia, but a whistle had sounded. And the referee, Martin, who we lost sight of completely, has called a penalty on that near side. So while we couldn't see it, Derek Martin certainly did.
And we have a slash by the indication. Galchenyuk.
So Galchenyuk will go off for slashing. The power play this year for Las Vegas against Milwaukee is only 15%. They're at 20% for the year coming into this game.
We're going to take a look at this. There's just a whack there. There it is, a slash to the back of the leg. Again, these guys are taking bad penalties at the wrong time because they're doing it in front of the referee. Something like that you got to do behind the play where no one sees it. But interesting story right here. 71 this year, 17 last year. Bad omen because he had too many injuries to change his number around.
Baccia sends it in around the boards. Milwaukee shorthanded. Keep in mind, they're the #1 penalty killing unit in the IHL. Back the other way, Lefebvre. He's got some good wheels. Right side.
He has really played well. He's carrying the puck. He's got a lot of confidence. And anytime you score a goal early in a game, as he did, you get a lot of confidence. And I think he's very wound up now.
Bonk. Here he comes. Almost got through. Bonk plays it out to the right point. Todd Richards is there. Bonk. All the way out left point. Sharples tees it up. And Dick lost the rebound. It's still loose. Lefebvre almost got hooked down. Kept in at the left side point. Sharples snaps it, but it's up high, and Dick was able to hold on to that one. He has lost a few rebounds here in this first period, but to his credit and his team's credit, they've not been able to give up goals on the rebounds.
No, they only except the one goal where Lauer was standing in front. That's what you have to do on a good power play. You got to get someone in front of the net. You got to create some havoc in front of the goaltender. The goaltender didn't have anybody in front of the net, but I think the reason has not got a lot of power play goals is because they don't really have enough traffic in front. They got a couple of guys that can really shoot the puck. Fogarty really shoots it well. So does Jeff Sharples, another player that was a second-round draft pick of Detroit a few years ago. In fact, he was there in his first year when I was in Detroit back in 89-90. He's got a lot of talent, and he's got a great shot.
3:15 left in this first period. Las Vegas Thunder leading it 2-1 against the Milwaukee Admirals. Off the draw, it is cleared down the length of the ice by Matt Hervey. All the way back, Malarchuk leaves it. Todd Richards is there. Vegas taking it out right wing side. Habscheid across the line. Dumps it in behind Larry Dick. Gino Cavallini is there in the corner. Mark Vermette is there. He scored 42 last year with Halifax in the American Hockey League. A good sniper. Only one of the right wingers scored more goals than he did last year in the AHL. Behind the net, Todd Richards again. 2:40 left in this period. 39 on the man advantage. Time is going by here on Las Vegas in terms of the power play. Looking really for their first good chance. Along the near boards, Lauer digging. Habscheid was there. Richards gives it up to Sharples. Off Habscheid, and Gino Cavallini just golfs it down the length of the ice.
Penalty killing is nothing but hard work, and that's what the guys are doing. Cavallini just out-muscling everybody and just throwing it down the ice, and that's what it takes.
Vegas will come through in the slot. It's blocked, and Larry Dick held on, but a good rush by Steve Godis. Used Byers well as a screen.
An excellent save by Larry Dick. Godis cut into the middle and took a shot from a real good spot, and Dick had to be real sharp to stop it.
8 seconds left in the power play, so if you want a chance, you've got to win this face-off deep to the right side of Larry Dick.
Here's the save here. Larry Dick. Godis cuts across into the middle and takes a quick shot. Dick was out at the front of the crease where you have to be. If you stand back underneath the bar there, that's got a lot better chance of going in. But Dick was in front of the crease where he's supposed to be and made an easy stop. Made it look easy anyway.
Larry Dick, who has been in the Minnesota organization since 1988. Now, of course, he's with Milwaukee. Fogarty back for it. That will kill off the power play in another second. So the Admirals have killed it off. Galchenyuk is back on. Back the other way. Here's Bobby Joyce. Brings it over the center line. Another penalty coming up. It's delayed again. And Derek Martin has a high sticking penalty. And that happened right in the neutral zone. High sticking penalty called. And I think we're going to see Dobbin going. So it's another Milwaukee penalty. Oh, they can't afford this. We were talking before about Las Vegas not being able to afford getting crazy penalties, but neither team can, especially in this case, Milwaukee coming in. They're without Pat McLeod. He is injured tonight. They're a little bit shorthanded. They've got the right number of players to dress for a game, but they do have some injuries, so some of their key players are not out there. And Brian Dobbin will sit out the next 2 minutes on the high sticking penalty as we see it again. It's in the neutral zone. There it is. Derek Martin calls that one. It was right there in front of him. Dobbin put it up high in the face of Bobby Joyce. Power play is on. Fogarty to Buskus. Rod Buskus working the right point. Intended for Bonk. It gets by him. Here's Quinney. Left point Fogarty. Around the boards, behind the net. Lefebvre tried to dig it out. Here he comes. They let him go out in front. Pass across Fogarty. The shot, and it's gloved by Larry Dick with Bonk right there outside the crease and now inside it as Sabourin gave him a shove. Players have been testing Bonk, and that's one of the reasons, according to Butch Goring, why he's had so many penalties. He's third in the league in minor penalties. A lot of his penalties have been for retaliation. He wonders why it's a penalty on someone else, or on him, and not on someone else. But the veterans know how to disguise it much better. But Bonk is learning. If you're wondering what a 17-year-old is doing in Las Vegas, in a city that I guess never sleeps as we look at the power play stats, he does live with his parents here. His parents came over as part of the deal. So Bonk, who hails from Czechoslovakia, is getting some nice home cooking and parental advice here in Las Vegas. Godis in for the draw with McNeil. Maybe not for long. Linesman having a word or two. That's Tedesco. Off the draw. Good clear out. That'll kill some time. Matt Hervey sending it down the length of the ice. We're down to 1:20 in this first period. Vegas leading it by the 2-1 score. 1:27 left in the minor penalty. Buskus sends it around the boards. Larry Dick leaving it off. Hervey, backhander, splits the point men. Buskus and Fogarty chase. If Vegas can't score here on the power play, there would be about 12 seconds at the start of the second period on the man advantage. Godis being chased. He and Sabourin are there. There's the collision. Lauer trying to dig it out, and Vermette is there, but it's whistled down. There'll be a face-off coming up to the right side of Larry Dick with 51 seconds left in this first period. Bernie Federko has already made his way downstairs to our interview area where he'll be chatting after a break with Lyndon Byers, a 9-year veteran of the Boston Bruins, playing now here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Butch Goring will make a change here. Mark Hapshide going out. He'll be splitting it between Vermette on the left, Lauer on the right, Sharples the left point, Todd Richards at the right point. Cavallini, one of 4 penalty killers on, along with McNeil, Bacha, and Belichick in front of Larry Dick for Milwaukee. Lauer with a touch pass out. Now to the right point. Richards tees it up. Save, rebound is loose. The shot was blocked. Hapshide was robbed on the near side. And then it's cleared all the way down ice. Down to 38 seconds left in the period. Todd Richards chasing it. Here's Sharples. Jeff Sharples carries it into the neutral zone. Plays it ahead on the left wing side. Vermette taking it around a defenseman. Bacha makes him pay for it in the corner. 3 players are there trying to dig it out. Now finally Vermette gets it. Out at the left point, right back to Vermette, top of the far circle. Behind the cage, Hampshire holds on the forehand. Left point, Sharples, the shot went wide. It was way off target. Picked up by Richards. Down to 6 seconds left in this period. Players still battle for it along the near wing side. And it comes out of the zone as the horn sounds, ending a very spirited opening period of play. Several penalties in the first period. We saw 3 goals. Las Vegas scoring 2 of those and 1 for Milwaukee. Bonk and Lefebvre were the goal scorers for Las Vegas, and in between those 2 scores, there was a goal by Tressel for Milwaukee. Shots on goal, Vegas out shooting Milwaukee 17-13 in this first period. A good first period of play. Remember, these 2 teams played just 2 nights ago right here in Las Vegas. It was a 5-2 victory for Las Vegas on that night. That's it for the first period of play. Las Vegas 2, Milwaukee 1. When we come back, Bernie Federko will be chatting with Lyndon Byers. So stick with us. This is the IHL on Prime Network. Las Vegas, Nevada. It's 2-1 in favor of Las Vegas, and we've seen Radek Bonk snap his goalless string. He had gone 12 games without a goal.
And here's a nice one, too. Fogarty keeps the puck in, is going to slide a pass all alone into the slot to Bonk, who only one-timer to the long side, and Larry Dick had no chance on that one. You see it from this angle. Unlucky break for Milwaukee getting the shot block, but Fogarty stays with, makes a real nice pass, and just a quick one-timer right on the ice into the long side of the net. Now here's the tying goal here. There's real good work here. There's going to be a shot coming from the point. Tressel's just going to, or Botcher's going to take the shot, and Tressel, you're standing all alone in front of the net. You'll see him. He just deflects it on his backhand through the pads of Clint Malarchuk. And the power play goal. This is a real nice goal. Shot from the point by Sharples. Lauer with all the work, and Lefebvre standing off to the side, who knocks it in. Empty net. Nice goal.
First period scoring, give it a Bonk at 5:17 from Fogarty and Richards for the 1-0 lead. Then Tressel got the tying goal about a minute later from Baca and Couturier to tie it at 1. Lefebvre at 10:06 from Lauer and Sharples for that 2-1 Vegas lead. And that's your score after 1 period of play. We're coming right back to Vegas. Bernie Federko, I'm John Paul Della Camera. It's a 2-1 Las Vegas lead after 1 period of play as we get ready to start period number 2. Habscheid ready to face off with Tressel. Tressel was a scorer in that first period. Vegas out shooting Milwaukee 17-2. Look at Vegas when they're leading after 1. They've not lost except in the shootouts. Second period's underway. Malarchuk leaving it now for Jeff Sharples. Saw a lot of penalties in that first period of play. Sharples shooting it in from the center line. Behind the net, it's left there. Velicek taking it. Randy Velicek. Can't clear it out of the zone. And now finally it comes out. Back in over the line. Couturier into the corner. Sharples takes his man, takes him out. Puck is still alive, though. It's poked forward. Centering pass by Dobbin. Saved. Malarchuk, it's still loose and then swept away. Malarchuk coming at big. Along the boards. Behind the cage. Sharples bothered by Tressel. Gets out to the top of the left circle. The low shot went way wide. Off the stick of Velicek. Savarin keeps it in. Tressel can't find it. Here's Couturier. Formerly property of the LA Kings, now to Brian Dobbin. Now Tressel. Pinned to the boards by Buskus. Oh, Buskus throwing some punches at Tressel. Play continues. Buskus is going to try to take him off. Is he still going to try? Tressel should just skate away from it because Milwaukee's going to have a power play.
That's exactly what he's doing. Well, this is going to be an interesting period for Milwaukee. This is their best period out of the 3 all the time. They've scored over 60 goals in the second period, and this is where they need to take control of this game if they're going to get that split. But not a good penalty to take for Rod Buskus. Those are the kind of penalties that you got to turn your cheek on. Taking a roughing penalty on Tressel in the zone there can only do nothing but put you behind the 8 ball. He certainly can't do that, but Rod's been there before. Tremendous competitor, and very, as he said, honored to play with both Gretzky and Lemieux. It's a lot better playing with them than against them. So a tremendous competitor.
I met him in his rookie year. He played for, at that time, the Erie Blades. It was their first year in the American Hockey League, and he certainly came a long way. The next couple of years later, he was up with the Pittsburgh Penguins, where he played for several years.
Well, a defensive defenseman, you know, very steady, doesn't do anything fancy, but he clears the front of the net. He's a big guy, and he does what they ask him. That's why he's been around for so long.
Galchenyuk ready for this face-off to the left side of Malarchuk. Off the draw. Hervey setting it up. Here's a shot from the point. A nice save by Malarchuk, because that was tipped on its way, and I think Gino Cavallini may have gotten a touch on it. But those deflections, you may know this better than most people, can cause some problems.
Well, that's exactly it. Gino Cavallini is a tough guy to move out front.
Shots on goal. We told you about the edge that Vegas had, but it was the other night that Milwaukee had the far greater number of shots on goal, but they didn't get the chances. Look at how many penalties. The power play, Vegas was 1 for 3. Milwaukee was 0 for 2, and Vegas did a slightly better job in the face-off department. 16-13 off of this face-off. Controlled by Bacha. Long shot up high, and it goes wide. Almost caught Derek Martin. Now taken by Lauer, shorthanded. Can he get around Hervey? Yes, he can. Hervey did his best to hold him. It sent across. He wanted Habshy, but it was behind him. Lauer very aggressive tonight in killing penalties.
Well, that's the new style now. If you can keep the puck down on the other end, it's not going to end up in your own zone. That's what they're trying to do. It's just forecheck.
1:28 left in the power play. Admirals trying to enjoy it. Lauer not letting them. As he clears it all the way down, Larry Dick will settle it down. Godis is the first man there, though. Out to Hervey. Plays it back behind the net. Gino Cavallini, having a great year with Milwaukee, told us before the game how much he's enjoying playing there.
Well, the best way to play this game is by having fun. It's still a game, and if they take the fun out of it, no one wants to play it. So hopefully they won't take the game totally seriously. It's got to be fun.
Dobbin behind the net, having fun out to the point area. The shot is blocked. Malarchuk, and it's loose, and a score. Malarchuk is arguing about it. We see the puck now in the crease, but he's pointing that it went in. The goal light, I don't think, has ever come on.
Well, there's no question that was a goal. The puck got through Malarchuk underneath him and was lying behind him, and then Galchenyuk, I think, just dove back through the crease and was able to knock it in. But Gino Cavallini did all the work in front of the net, was able to tuck the rebound here. Here you're going to see the shot comes from the point. Gino Cavallini in front of the net, deflects it, and then he starts kicking it, whacking it, and goes behind, and there's Galchenyuk, who reaches forward, actually dives forward, and is able to knock it into the net. So here's the angle from behind the net. You're going to see how the puck does get through Malarchuk, and there's Galchenyuk. He's just able to dive forward and get a stick on it and slide it into the empty net.
Bernie, that's his 6th goal of the year, and he has 5 on the power play, which that one was.
Well, some guys know where the net is on the power play. I'm able to do some other things, but you need power play scorers, and he certainly is one. 5 or 6 goals.
So it's tied at 2. A shot from the point is deflected. Shot from the circle, in and out. I thought that was it. And Derek Martin agrees. That's a goal. Shot from the circle. Scotty Gruel blasted it. What's with that goal light behind Malarchuk?
I think it's just hard to see for us from this angle, but I think Clint Malarchuk was kind of a little bit asleep on this one. Scotty Gruel, it's a good shot that is going to go into the far side, but you'll notice here that Clint Malarchuk is not at the front of the crease where he's supposed to be. Here, Gruel just turns around and fires it, and you see where Malarchuk was. He was back inside the crease instead of the front of it, and it tends to take away, you don't take away the angle when you get a shot from like that, and I think Malarchuk wasn't really ready for it and was able to hit the far side.
Those 2 goals, Bernie, 12 seconds apart.
This is their best period, the second period, and I guess they're showing us why.
Coming in over the line, Bobby Joyce snaps it, and Larry Dick will make the catch. Leaves it behind the net. All the way back on this near side. Krivohia and Malarchuk will just hold on. Malarchuk had been doing a great job up until that point. Any rebound that was around, he managed to smother it, but the last couple of shots, especially that last one, Gruel just beat him with his 5th of the year at 227.
Well, that's what happens, you know. You really don't intend to have them get a scoring chance 12 seconds after scoring a goal. You expect that your players on offense are going to try to get the puck deep in the other zone. And I don't think that Clint Malarchuk was ready for it. You'll see he's standing back inside the crease. He's not able to get out and cut down the angle, and Gruel beats him to the far side. And that unfortunate break for Las Vegas not being ready. But when you're a goaltender, you kind of got to be ready all the time. And I think Clint knows himself that he wasn't quite sharp enough. He wasn't ready for that shot. And consequently, it beat him to the far side.
Scotty Gruel began the year with 574 goals. So he's now at 579. Back the other way, left there by Buskus. And then cleared into the neutral zone. Dobbin had it almost blocked. Up for Tressel. Tressel's 60-footer is deflected upstairs into the crowd. And that will stop play. Milwaukee, for the first time tonight, is leading it 3-2 with 16:49 remaining. They outshot Vegas the other night, 35-23, as I recall. But Kurt Fraser told us before the game they weren't really quality chances, bad angle shots, nothing really set up, nothing serious.
Well, I guess same thing we talked to Lyndon Byers about in between periods there. It's the glamour and the glitz, and this is their one of their trips to Las Vegas. It's 2 days before New Year's. I think they're feeling pretty good about themselves. Got a good record, and I think maybe they were a little bit asleep. Tonight they're much more aggressive, and they're playing very well at the moment.
And they're doing it without Pat McLeod, who has been their leading scorer among defensemen, second in the entire team. Here's Hapshide leading it, right side pass, just a bit too far. In the corner, off a collision, off that check. Byers was chasing it. Kept in at the point. Joyce snapping it around the boards. Hapshide chasing it down. Hapshide being bothered there. Byers going behind the net. Lyndon Byers centering it in front. The shot saved by Larry Dickey. Rob Bobby Joyce. Good setup from Byers. And now clear it out. This one's going for icing. All the way down ice. Bobby Joyce will make the touch, and the icing call is made. So on the strength of 2 goals in a matter of just 12 seconds, the visitors from Milwaukee have a 3-2 lead here in Las Vegas. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. Glad you could be with us here in Las Vegas, if not in person, at least in spirit, watching this one here on Prime Network with Bernie Federko. I'm John Paul Della Camera. This is the IHL here on Prime. Reddick Bonk, who scored earlier. Out at the point, right side, Evans. Frank Evans takes it in deep. Looking to center it out. Quinney will pick it up. Sends it all the way around to this near side. Jim Kite chasing it, the team captain of Las Vegas. In a collision there, and it's tied up. He ties it up along with Scott Gruel. Face-off is coming up. Talk about size. You've got guys like Kite that stand at 6'5".
Yeah, Jimmy Kite is a very, very large player, and when you got a defenseman coming, throwing you around in the corner, it makes it really tough. But he's done a very good job. He played in Winnipeg. Was a tremendous player, and you know, has lasted a long time. There's another guy that's lasted a long time, Scotty Gruel. Been around a long time. 575 goals right now. A big guy that knows where the back of the net is. The leading scorer in the International Hockey League, all-time leading scorer in the International Hockey League. So it's a tremendous career he's had in the International Hockey League.
Played last year with the Turner Cup champs from Fort Wayne, the Comets. In the neutral zone, now it's deflected back into the Vegas end. Picked up by Todd Richards, spinning around McNeil's attempted forecheck. Off a deflection, it goes in behind Larry Dick. Milwaukee leading at 3-2 here in period number 2. Dug out. Bonk looking to center it out in front. And it's taken away by McNeil. Look at Bonk behind the net. Took a swipe at Velishchek.
He's not afraid to mix it up, and probably one of the reasons that he's taken so many penalties. He doesn't like to get hit, and he hits back.
Including that time, it's loose. Quinney looking after it. Players in a battle for it. And now it's finally dug out. Wait till this kid Bonk, mature as he is, as we keep having to point it out, only 17, and without the experience of junior hockey. Yeah, he played in Russia, but probably half of the schedule that the IHL, for example, would play. Off a deflection for Gotis, and that's whistled back on the offside pass.
What I'd like to know is, what do they feed them in Czechoslovakia to be 6'4", 210, and be 17 years old?
Yeah, I did say Russia, Czechoslovakia, sorry. I don't know, but he's still growing, obviously, at 17.
I think they're doing the right thing, the way they've nurtured him. They brought him in with his parents. I think it'll be pretty strange being 17 years old in Las Vegas without your parents. So they're doing the right thing. He's taking some English classes, and it's a big adjustment being just in North America, and I think they're doing the right thing with him.
He doesn't speak much English. He is learning, taking courses, but Butch Goring told us today that he's able to communicate pretty well with Bonk. What he can't, he'll diagram for him. And as Butch said, we all speak hockey.
Yes, and he speaks it very well.
Lauer try to leave it off. Now back in the neutral zone. Gotis has to wait for his mates to clear the zone. They do, but the puck is lost to Bacha. Now to Hervey. Admirals break. Oh, Buskus, solid hit there. Golchenyuk looked like he was falling down at the time. It stung him nonetheless. 3 more players coming near side. Looking in that battle. 14:22 remaining in the second period. Milwaukee scored 2 in this period, 12 seconds apart to take a 3-2 lead. It's dug out. Golchenyuk centering into the slot, a shot up high, and Malarchuk, I thought, got a right shoulder off Hervey. We've got a delayed call coming up here. Again, Milwaukee will end up with a power play. Penalties coming up on Las Vegas, and we may see more as bodies collide again right in front of Derek Martin.
Again, some real strong forechecking by the Admirals. Gino Cavallini, Steve Tuttle, and Galchenyuk have been all over the Las Vegas end, and they consequently caused a couple of turnovers that almost led to a goal, and the reason that a penalty was taken, trying to get the puck out.
So there'll be another power play coming up for Milwaukee. Vegas will have Steve Godas sitting out 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 5:56.
We talked about this earlier too, about how the lack of the neutral zone was going to have you play either in one end or the other. And right now, Milwaukee has been playing the whole second period in the Las Vegas end. And when you're playing the whole time in someone else's zone, you're going to get some good scoring chances. And if you don't score, you're going to have penalties taken against you. And that's exactly what the Admirals are getting penalties taken against them, and they're going to be on the power play again.
All set for the draw. Taken now by Sabourin. Pushes it to the right corner. Now he'll get it back. Tressel at the circle, left point. Sabourin's shot. Now picked up by Joyce. Passing it off the stick of Hapshide. Joyce is on with Hapshide, Richards, and Kite. The foursome trying to kill off this penalty, which was called on Godas for holding. 13:38 left here in the second period. Milwaukee up 3-2. This one whistles wide by Dobbin. Picked up by Couturier, along with Tressel and Dobbin up top. Sabourin working 1 point. Here's a shot taken, saved by Malarchuk. It's Sabourin working the point, along with Krivokia.
Nice save there again by Malarchuk. Very good scoring chance Dobbin set up.
Tressel out at the point, near side shot by Hervey. It's stopped, and again Malarchuk has to come up. He's made some big saves here tonight so far. Intended for Lefebvre, short-handed, offside. Quinney had gone in the zone ahead of him. You know, what we're seeing is a lot of changes. We saw Quinney, we saw Joyce, now Lefebvre, we saw Hapshide, and Butch Gordon was doing it so quickly we didn't have a chance to talk about it. But 2 games, 48 hours, he's using probably 10 forwards tonight. He likes to get everybody involved, he told us today.
Well, he's got so much talent here too. I think that's the difference. Is you know, in the past you've seen so many teams that had a structure. You know, I've got 5 guys that are going to kill penalties. I got 2 guys that are going to be in the power play, and everybody had a job. Now, with talent they have now, is they can afford to play anybody at any position. So at any given time, you can see a guy in the power play or penalty killing.
Buskus sending it in, fires it in around the boards. Larry Dick leaving it there. 45 seconds left in the power play. All the way back, Buskus giving it the chase. Malarchuk out of his net to help. Rod Buskus around the boards, a successful clear. Larry Dick will stop it in his own end. Bacha. Hervey from center. Dumps in behind Malarchuk along the near wing boards. Golchenyuk trying to dig it out. He's unsuccessful. Joyce with the clear. Down to 15 seconds. Still one more chance. Golchenyuk will dump in instead of finding an open winger on the right side. Tuttle was there. Now Malarchuk almost gave it away. Out at the right point. Velicek lost the chance to get another crack with a man advantage. They lose that as Godas comes out of the box. And now we have a whistle on this near side. That puck just went out of play.
Another good job by Las Vegas killing it out. They went short and hard. The forwards changed over actually every 15 seconds. He used everybody and was able to kill off the penalty quite easily.
It's 3-2 Milwaukee, the visitors, leading here in Las Vegas. This is the IHL here on Prime Network. 12 minutes left in the second period. With Bernie Fedorko, I'm John Paul Delacamera. The story of this one, second period, goals at 2:15 and 2:27 by Galchenyuk and Gruel, just 12 seconds apart. Fogarty trying to come through. It's loose. McNeil clears, intercepted. Richards can't carry it in. Godas fires in around the boards. Behind Larry Dick. Picked up by Velicek. Along the near wing boards, trying to clear it out. Here comes Milwaukee. Taking it over the line. Krivokia. The save was made off the chance from Scott Robinson. Robinson fires again. It's blocked. Back into the neutral zone. Lauer. Cross ice speed is too far. Banged off the boards by Milwaukee. Dump back in. Should be an offside. Two players were actually trapped in the zone for Las Vegas. It was a delayed offside and waved off. Cleared up ice by Milwaukee. Gruhl is in over the line. Actually, he was pushed there by Todd Richards. Here's Fogarty. 11:08 left here in the second. Good rushing defenseman. Fogarty couldn't get enough on that as it goes behind the net. Saverin picks it up. The big defenseman trying to clear it up for Milwaukee. And now off an errant backhand, it comes deep into the other zone. Evans checked hard there by Dobbin, and we've got an icing call, and Evans just avoided an injury at that particular moment. Milwaukee trying to win one away. They lead it 3-2 here in the second. Knights taking on the Cincinnati Cyclones Saturday, January the 8th. Check your local listings here on Prime. Cincinnati has been second to Milwaukee in terms of attendance, and they really draw well in Cincinnati, Ohio. They love the Cyclones. Hope you're with us next week from Cincinnati. On the far wing side, centered out, shot taken, and the save made off Habscheid. Larry Dick came up big. Broken stick out on the ice. They'll have to make a change. Dumped in around the boards by Las Vegas, by Lyndon Byers, and now it's picked up by Saverin. Admirals out shooting the Thunder this period by 5 at 7-2. Of course, they had that power play. Along the boards, Evans battling. Dugout, Couturier still battling. 5 players are in there now.
What you're seeing right now, JP, is that Milwaukee is just forechecking so well. They've got, every time you see 2 players of Vegas, you see 3 players of Milwaukee. They're just outworking them.
Tell you what's happening. Saverin just decked Joyce with a high elbow, and you're going to see something break out here. I wouldn't be surprised. And I think Byers just got caught in a retaliation. But Saverin, I don't know if we saw that. I don't know if you saw it. I saw it. Down here by the near glass, he put a high elbow to Bobby Joyce, and I thought it was Byers that took a shot by the bench. There's the elbow coming up right there.
Yes, there was. There's the missed call, and we're probably going to see maybe the made call. Here it is. I don't know. I don't know. That was it there.
I didn't see it.
Maybe it's here. No. He missed him there, too.
Interesting. Well, let's see who's sitting. Is it Byers all the way across?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That might be a reputation penalty more than anything else, because I didn't see it on either shot of that.
Well, it depends on what angle you're looking for. From the referee's angle, a lot of times it looks like an elbow comes out. Even though he missed there, he didn't really didn't connect, but it looked like the elbow was high. He missed him, but maybe from his angle it looked like he connected. So that's a tough call, but unfortunately for the Thunder, Mr. Saverin got away with one that was not called, so really it could be a real turning point in the game right now. This is a big power play for Milwaukee. 1 for 4 in the power play so far tonight. They could take a 2-goal lead here with the big power play.
That's what they were the other night as well against Las Vegas. We're talking possible momentum here for Milwaukee if they could get one here. Kept in at the right point, Krivokia. He'll do it again. Wanted the right side shot to be taken, but it was blocked on that far side by Busquets. Stays in the zone. Gino Cavallini. His brother Paul playing now for Dallas of the NHL. This one's cleared. Krivokia giving it the chase. 9:26 left here in the second period. Gino Cavallini will be Bernie Federko's guest in between periods 2 and 3. They're former teammates with the St. Louis Blues. Time remaining on the power play. Less than a minute and a half now as Sharples takes it. Shorthanded. Dumps in on Larry Dick. Leaving it off there. Krivokia with Galchenyuk. Now snapped in around the boards by Hervey. Galchenyuk rolled off an attempted check from Kite. Tuttle along the near boards. Gino Cavallini, they were Blues teammates a while back. Krivokia shooting it, it's deflected, and that took all the sting out of it. Look at Kite at the side with Gino Cavallini. 2 guys that can mix it up.
Well, Jim Kite, I think, is probably the only guy that can move Gino. He's listed at 213, and I questioned today whether he is 213 or 225. But there's some pushing and shoving going on. And I think Las Vegas needs to do something to try to get this game turned around. They're really being outworked. They're being outplayed right now, and tempers are flaring a little bit.
You know, I bet if you asked players on both sides. They would rather have played anybody else 48 hours later. Lots of times teams don't like to play the same team just 48 hours later. You like a little bit of a change. Some bad blood sometimes lingers.
Well, here's the bad blood starting to come out. I mean, really, Milwaukee is just out working. I think right now there's a little bit of frustration that's going on out of the Las Vegas. I mean, they missed the call against them there, and now they're again killing the penalties. So there's tempers flaring. But as you said, it's very difficult to play two games, especially in the same building. If you're back-to-back and you're home and away, you're going to different surroundings, different crowds, and it makes it a little more exciting. This is really tough on really both teams, and it's certainly the pressure is definitely on Las Vegas. They're the home team. They're expected to win, and it's tough on them.
Another minute to go on this power play. Tressel off his backhand. Richards behind the net. Quinney trying to help out. Richards can't clear out. Left point kept alive by Hervey, a right-handed shot. He and Boccia working the opposite points. Center point now, Hervey, the shot. Thought he broke his stick on it, but apparently not. Came close as it's dumped down ice. Kite and Tressel had a little bit of a go at each other. Away from the puck. Here's Hervey, power play with 34 seconds left. Hervey winds up, cracks it high off the glass. That one ricocheted wildly. Kept in left side by Boccia, who's now working the left point. Hervey right. Couturier fans wildly on that shot. Boccia picking it up with a flip. Near side, Couturier. Into the corner for Tressel. Centering pass, nobody there. Kept in center point by Boccia. Right side for Tressel. Banged by Kite. He clears his zone. Here's Lefebvre. Top of the circle. Puts the brakes on. Lefebvre cutting. What moves he has as it's cleared the other way. I'm so impressed with Patrice Lefebvre.
He's had a tremendous game so far. Real nice moves there. In fact, he got his jersey tugged at that he might have been to get a penalty call.
Lauer just went down a high stick, and we may see a major on this one. Depending, of course, on if blood was drawn. That stick was very high. And right now, the Las Vegas trainer, Kurt Skinner, is coming out, and there is blood. Oh, there certainly is blood.
Always a scary moment when you get a stick. I don't think it was done intentionally. He was trying to hook him. Shoulder pads are very slippery here as we look here. He's breaking free, and Sabourin knocked him pretty good there. So I don't know, it'll be a questionable call whether he's going to call him a 5-minute major, or he could give them a 2-minute minor, or probably a 4-minute minor for sure for drawing blood, but he could give him 5 in a game misconduct. He could.
That's Rich Campbell, the trainer. Kurt Skinner also works with Las Vegas as the equipment man. We'll sort it out when we come back. This could turn this game right around.
Stop Lauer from getting by him, and now his stick comes up and cuts Lauer on the bridge of the nose, or above the bridge of the nose, and as of yet we don't see any penalty call up, or if he just said it was accidental and it was no call at all. Here it looks like someone's going over the box, but
yeah,
Zemlak is going over there, so that means he would have got 5 and a major, it looks like, because if he can't save the service penalty, he's got 5 and a major. Yeah.
I knew I saw Derek Martin's arm up, and I was wondering what was happening. There was nobody in the box. So Zemlak will sit for the 5 minutes, but there was a game misconduct on Sabourin. Sabourin did the right thing. He dropped the stick right away.
Right. Well, at first, from the first angle, it looked like it was totally, accidental, but he got his stick up too high, and he did have control of it. So I think it was the right call. 5 minutes and a game misconduct. So this is a big break for Las Vegas if they can capitalize on this 5-minute power play.
This definitely is a turning point either way. They score here, they can get some momentum. They don't score here, big confidence booster for Milwaukee, although they must play now the rest of the game without Sabourin, so they lose another defenseman. Here's Hapshide holding for Vegas. They're down 3-2. Power play on for 5 full minutes. Hapshide across, just missing Buskus off a deflection. Around the boards, Hapshide. Near corner. Has Fogarty at the left point if he wants him. Fogarty. Cross ice, Buskus. The shot deflected by Larry Dick. It comes all the way to the near side. Hapshide in the corner, getting some help. Byers is also now out there. Lyndon Byers will pick it up. Back on the near side. Hapshide holding it, goes across. Buskus, 55-footer, just went wide. Dick may have gotten a glove on it. Around the boards for Dobbin, and he just lifted it. Smart play with a backhander over Buskus' stick.
Good puck control by Vegas there, but they've got to get some more. They got to get those shots onto the net, and both those shots have gone wide, and you can't shoot wide and expect someone to deflect it or get a rebound.
Gino Cavallini may have gotten away with a cross check there. That had the crowd buzzing on the far wing side. Dug out and dumped. by Milwaukee. You know, there's a lot of time, and you've got to have patience. 5 minutes, they can score as many goals as they can. I think you still have to have a lot of patience here with 5 minutes.
Well, you're looking for one good shot, and they've got to get some puck control here. They've actually moved the puck around real well.
They got it. It's tied at 3. Vermette made the play, cutting across, and they'll still have several minutes left with a man advantage.
Well, the crowd is certainly alive. Big goal there. Brad Lauer going to the net. Going to the net, and that's right. He scores. He was the one that lost a little bit of blood, and he's the one that gets his revenge. He's going to the net. Brad Lauer, his 21st goal. But that's what you have to do. You got to go to the net. You got to get the shots on. And it was a good play all the way around. Vermette cutting to the net on his backhand, just shoveling a shot on net. Brad Lauer beats his man and is able to slide the puck underneath Larry Dick.
So Lauer's 21st goal of the year from Vermette, who did a lot of the work there. 6th power play of the year for Lauer. Here they come again. Las Vegas in the near wing side. Played out to the left point. Sharples across, almost picked off. And now it's taken by Milwaukee. And they dump it down ice. Sharples also has an assist on it. 13:51 is the time of the goal. Back the other way, right side, dumped in by Las Vegas. That was Vermette. Godis tried to keep it alive. Now Richards at the right point, being hassled there by McNeil. Penalty coming up here. Delayed call again. And we've got a holding call. And now Herbie looked like he was ready to start throwing. Well, we'll see what Derek Martin has. Neither goalie moved, so neither guy recognized it. That's a bad one because you've got a 5-minute power play. They've just scored, they've tied it, and now it's gonna take off all but 48 seconds of the man advantage.
Oh, tough call. You know, when you're fighting for the puck along the boards like Vermette was, it's really, really unusual to get a holding call there. But unfortunately for Vegas, they did get the call against them. Vermette's in the box, but they're going to play 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Vegas is still going to have a 48-second power play once Vermette gets out. So there's still time. They just got to make sure that they have the momentum right now. Las Vegas, they're going to try to control themselves, get through this 4-on-4, and hopefully get one in that last 48 seconds.
5:24 still left here in the second period. Tied at 3 now. You're watching the IHL here on Prime Network on New Year's Eve. Behind the net, Vegas looking to dig it out. Quinney's back there digging. So is Velishchek. Picked up by Tressel. Played part of this year with Memphis of the CHL. Here he comes. Being tied up there, and Malarchuk pokes it away. Tuttle trying to center out in front. Malarchuk had the short side guarded. Here's Evans. Frank Evans took a check along the near boards. Cleared out by Las Vegas. There's a broken stick in the neutral zone. Still there. Tuttle. Nice fake around Evans. Steve Tuttle comes in. Score! Stevie Tuttle with a great goal. Upper corner. Great move with the defenseman. Evans all over him. Great stuff.
That is a world-class goal right there. Cut around the defense, cut around Evans, and top shelf over the shoulder of Clint Malarchuk, and you don't see a prettier goal than that. That's hard work, and that's a lot of determination to keep going to the net. Here he makes his move, fake the shot first, goes around Evans, and as he's falling down, he gets it right up over top of Malarchuk's shoulder, right underneath the bar.
Well, that one came with the 2 sides at 4 skaters aside. It is still a 4-3 lead now for Milwaukee. That's as nice a goal as you're going to see, not only in this league, but in any league.
Absolutely, and a real momentum breaker for Milwaukee.
On that left side, here it comes back, a big slapper by Gino Cavallini. We've got a player down. That was Sharples. That stung. He took the full force of that with a block. Back the other way, Bobby Joyce on his off wing. Takes it into the far corner. Joyce looking, is still 4-on-4. Looking to bring it out. Joyce out at the right point. Kept alive by Buskus behind the net. Mark Hapshide looking to center. Sharples cruising in toward the slot. Cross-check the man, and he's going off. He was trying to get through, and going down was Galchenyuk. I'm not sure if that was as bad as Galchenyuk made it look, but definitely there was a motion made forward by Sharples, and Galchenyuk went down.
Well, it might have been a little acting job, but Sharples didn't get away with it, and Galchenyuk did, and it was a very strange happening. Sharples trying to get to the net. He pushes him a little bit. Maybe very questionable on Galchenyuk's part that he may be more dive than not, but they've got a 4-on-3 power play, and they could really take a control of this game by scoring on this power play.
Well, as we were speculating before about maybe when Vermette comes out, maybe Las Vegas could get another goal. It's still on 48 seconds on the power play. Tuttle has turned that dream into a nightmare with that go-ahead goal to make it 4-3. Give Milwaukee a lot of credit. They've shown a lot of resolve here today. They didn't even know that Pat McLeod wasn't going to play until probably a few hours before game time. He was feeling very sick. They sent him back to the hotel as Rudiger Sharples off for cross-checking. So they come in without arguably their best defenseman, unable to play. Now they've lost Sabrin through his own fault with the high stick, but he's out, and they're just playing better. As you said before, sometimes when you're shorthanded like that, other guys, their game rises.
And they are really risen to the occasion so far.
On that far wing side, it's kept alive. Hervey coming back from that knee injury and surgery. Here's Hervey, about 58 feet from goal. Far wing side, it's 4-on-3. Tressel looking for it. Boy, could Milwaukee take advantage here. Second best power play in the entire IHL at the point. Hervey, center to Tressel. Cocks it. Shot is saved by Malarchuk. Right back, Tressel. Hervey pulls the trigger. He was looking actually for Couturier to tip that home, but he missed him on the pass. Tressel. Vermette coming out. His penalty's over. It's now 4-on-4 for a little while anyway. Here's Tressel, a shot. It's blocked in front. Couturier. Tressel cutting into the back end. A great pass and another pass. One too many. There was nobody there to get the Dobbin feed. Now another one. And Malarchuk took that out of midair with Dobbin ready to knock it home.
Well, I think Dobbin thought that Tressel was staying there, and he wasn't able to stay there, and Dobbin made the pass instead of taking a shot. And here it is here. Tressel makes the pass. Dobbin thinks he's staying there, but he goes behind the net. He should have stopped and stayed on that far side, but he didn't. Dobbin looked like thought he was going to stop. Ended up making the pass, and it did not end up in the net.
As we come back, Couturier is going to the box. Right as we went to replay, Couturier was in the corner to our near side, and Kite's going as well. I was going to say we couldn't see it. I would find it hard to believe only one guy was going off. There were a couple guys there. So Jim Kite goes as well.
Emotions are rising again. You got a 4-3 game, and really the changes that have been happening with the emotions has been unbelievable. It's been like a seesaw battle out here. And Milwaukee, just like when it looked like they were going to cave in, they get a big goal on a 4-on-4, and now they almost scored a couple of goals here, and now really Las Vegas is reeling again.
Saying if they get any more people in the penalty box, they can have their own New Year's Eve party. In 30 seconds, Milwaukee will have Sabrin's penalty end, so Zemlak can come out. And on the opposite side, Sharple still has a minute to go, so there'll still be a 30-second power play somewhere after that for the Milwaukee Admirals. We'll see if they can cash in. Right now, it's 4-on-4. Skaters, that is. Here's the shot, and Malarchuk has no problem at all on the shot from Krivohia.
What's interesting is what Butch Goring mentioned to us this morning. They cannot afford to take stupid penalties, and Las Vegas has taken a lot of stupid penalties so far tonight. Uncalled penalties, the one that Sharples took, a couple other ones that are questionable, and you can't do that against a good power play like Milwaukee has.
Vermette, that time even on the power play, took one when they had the 5-minute man advantage, and you saw the disaster because later on when it was equal strength, Tuttle scored what was the goal of this game and might end up as one of the goals of the year.
Absolutely.
Back on this near side, Krivohia brought it in, and offside on the play was Tuttle, but Busquets got a piece of Tressel, and that's been a running battle for quite a while now. Tressel knows it. As the saying goes, if looks could kill, Busquets would be down now because Tressel has glared at him several times, but Busquets will try to intimidate him if he can.
Absolutely, and they keep talking to each other, and Roddy keeps skating right past him.
Crazy George, one of the richer cheerleaders, I guess, in America, right?
Yes, he is, and he's been around a long time.
He really has. He's withstood the test of time.
I remember him back when the Colorado Rocky days, which was a long time. They've been obsolete for years.
He's been making a living since then, and probably right before that.
He probably owns property in Las Vegas.
Quinney. Now Lefebvre. Back into the neutral zone. Rod Busquets is there. 28 seconds left on the Thunder penalty. Right now it's 5-on-4. Thunder shorthanded. Along the near boards, Quinney dug it out. Richards a shot, saved by Larry Dick. The rebound came up, but nobody there for the Thunder, who are a man down. Coming back the other way, Tressel. leading the attack over the line, dropping it off. The big shot from Dobbin was a bit too high. Boccia keeps it alive. Off a deflection behind the net. Quinney can't clear it out. The penalty's over on Vegas. They get Sharples back. Kirby's shot was blocked in front, deflected wide. Galchenyuk behind the net. Malarchuk came out along the near wing side boards. Lefebvre clearing it out. 1:53 remaining in this second period. Drop to Sharples, now poke checked away. Here comes Dobbin again over the line, leading a 3-on-3. The shot, oh, Malarchuk took that one in the midsection, but made a big stop. Still 4-3, Milwaukee leading it, but Malarchuk is really being tested now, especially here in the second period. I know he's got padding, but he appears to be a bit winded right there. That hit him in a vulnerable place. We'll watch it again. Dobbin did well here on that drop pass, big left-handed shot, and Malarchuk took that. May have taken a stick from the player that skated right out in front as well. May have gotten an errant stick in the midsection as well. Steve Godas talking to him about it. Derek Martin, the referee, is also there. Clinton Malarchuk, 6 feet 185, shared the goaltending award last year with Rick Knickel of the San Diego Gulls. So Malarchuk gets to play in some nice places. Here he is in Vegas, last year San Diego, and he is all right. Back up, 21 saves tonight, several beauties. 1:43 left. We've sent Bernie Federko downstairs. He'll be chatting with Gino Cavallini after we come back from a break, once this period is over. Off the draw, deflected behind the cage. Sharples to Lauer, kept in by Velishchek. Behind the net, looking to center it out was Milwaukee. Instead, down the right wing side for Metz. 3-on-3, dumps it in. Lauer chasing it. Brad Lauer, 50 goals last year with Indianapolis. Around the boards. Scotty Gruel clears it out. Back up ice the other way. Galchenyuk one-on-one with Sharples, and he just shot it wide of Malarchuk. He had a great chance. Coming back the other end. Vermette with a backhand pass. It's deflected. Cleared out by Krivahia. Sharples pass is blocked. All the way back into the Vegas zone. Down to about a minute to go here.
1 minute to play, 1 minute.
Off a couple of deflections. It's back into the Milwaukee and a rolling puck. Krivahia takes it right back out. Brings it across the center line. Dumps it in. Behind Malarchuk. Sharples cranks it around the boards. Can't clear it out of the zone just yet. Kept in. Shot to the corner. Behind Malarchuk. Richards clearing it out. Milwaukee up 4-3. Lauer lost it. Had to recover it. Now finding Sharples. Breakout pass. Brad Lauer on his off wing. Brings it over the line. Lauer, nice drop pass. Right across, intended for Lauer, is deflected. Fogarty keeps it alive in the attack end. 27 seconds and counting downward here in the second period. Milwaukee up by a goal here on the road. They've lost 2 straight on the road after winning the previous 2. Gloved by Larry Dick. And a whistle sounds. It was offside. Right now, this is a 6-game road swing for Milwaukee as the penalties have just ended to Kite and Couturier. And it's a 5-game homestand for Las Vegas. Vegas 21-8-3, coming in 45 points. Milwaukee is 18-11-6 and 42 points. Not much separating them statistics-wise. Milwaukee has 4 goals more scored than Vegas, and they've given up 7 more than Vegas has defensively. Rudek Bonk ready for the face-off. Kurt Fraser, very youthful, still in his mid-30s, youthful head coach. Played for Chicago, Vancouver, and Minnesota of the NHL. Over 700 NHL games. Led his team last year in his rookie year as a coach to the Midwest title. Malarchuk settles it down. Jim Kite picks it up. Kite brings it out. Lead pass. Try to split the defense. It goes all the way in towards goal. And it's stopped there by Larry Dick as the whistle sounds. And again, temper's a little short. Same 2 teams 48 hours later. Starting to get a little chippy here in Vegas. But then again, it's New Year's Eve. Oh, stick just came out from one of those players in the near corner. Our vision is partially blocked here. 4-3, Milwaukee leading it. 1 more period to go, and actually 0.3 of a second in this period. As we look at Jim Kite, number 6. Jim Kite, 29 years old, from Ottawa. And everyone has done a cool it a bit. No penalties here from Derek Martin. A reminder coming up in between periods 2 and 3, Bernie Federko chats with his former St. Louis Blues teammate Gino Cavallini. We'll have Commissioner Thomas Berry of the IHL on with us, also in between periods 2 and 3. And that's coming up in 0.3 of a second, that intermission break. Bonk ready for this face-off with Couturier right outside the blue line of Milwaukee as Butch Goring looks on from the Vegas bench. Off the draw, that's it. 0.3 of a second goes by very quickly, as you can imagine. That's it for 2 periods of play. But what a period we saw in that second period. A lot of penalties, a couple of power play goals. One of the goals of this season so far, the best goal we've seen on these televised games. Stevie Tuttle with his 9th goal of the year at 15-14. That is the go-ahead goal. That makes it a 4-3 Milwaukee lead. A lot to come your way in between periods 2 and 3, so stick with us. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. You're watching the IHL on Prime Network. Welcome back, everyone, to Las Vegas. Milwaukee, the visiting side, looking good here on the road with a 1-goal lead over Las Vegas, 4-3 at the end of 2 periods of play. Time to throw it downstairs to our interview area, where Bernie Federko is standing by with one of the Admirals, Gino Cavallini. Bernie?
JP, one of my old friends, the Rocco himself, Gino Cavallini. Gino, you guys, your best period is always the second period. Again, almost half your goals have been scored in the second period. Tonight, you're looking at 3 goals again.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It seems like it takes us a period to get going and wake up. We had a day off yesterday. There's a lot of 2 goals, 2 games in 2 nights. And the second period is when we really turned it on. And, you know, usually we're behind by a goal or 2 going into the second period. And this period we're down 1, and, you know, we just kept working. We're in it. Last game we were in it the whole game, and, you know, the score didn't reflect it. But, you know, I don't know what it is. It's just always our best win, and we just got to hold on now. We're in there building, win 20 minutes, and we win a game.
You know, 600 games in the NHL. Now you're playing in the International League. Have you found a big difference from one level to the other?
I think the speed is it's a lot faster in the NHL. There's a lot of guys here, though, that, you know, maybe never got a break. You know, there's guys that are legitimate 50-goal scorers in the NHL. Maybe they're just a bit too slow. You know, there's a difference in that respect. There's another sense. There's not as much anticipation of the play as there is in the NHL, and I think that's a big difference. But you know, it's great. I never thought it was this good caliber of hockey, and it's good caliber of hockey. I mean, you got to work every night.
And you're having fun with it, aren't you?
I'm having more fun than I've had in 5 or 6 years. I feel like I'm a kid again.
What do you have to do the next period to get this game into your 2 points?
I think we got to get to center ice and throw it in and keep on their defensemen. You know, there's not much ice out there. There's no neutral zone, and we just have to pressure them in their own end. Make them go 180 feet for the puck all the time.
Missing a couple of defensemen now. That buried Sabourin's out. That's really got to be tough on the defense.
There's 4 defense. We've got a couple of forwards that have had experience this year on defense. Mike McNeil's played there before. You know, we just have to keep it in there and make it easy on our D.
Well, good luck for the rest of the night. It's always a pleasure to see you, and thanks for joining me for this little visit.
Thanks very much, Bernie. I'd just like to say hello and Happy New Year to my father and mother and my wife back home in Toronto. Thanks a lot, Bernie.
Thanks, Gino. We're getting all over the place here, JP. Toronto, Boston, you name it. Baxter, it's up to you.
Thanks, Bernie. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone from Las Vegas, Nevada, where Milwaukee has taken a 4-3 lead after 2 periods of play. I'm sure we'll have an interesting third coming up. But before we have that, we'll look at highlights. When we come back to Las Vegas, you're watching the IHL on Prime. Welcome back, everyone, to Las Vegas. Milwaukee leading it by a score of 4-3. An outstanding second period of play in Bernie. They started off by scoring 2 goals in the first 12 seconds, and that word momentum, you could sure use it.
Well, this is a great goal here. Galchenyuk is going to get the goal here. Gino Cavallini does all the work running in front. He kicks it loose. Galchenyuk has to dive across behind Malarchuk and knock it by. So big goal, power play goal, something they really needed to do. Now this 12 seconds later, this is a strange goal. I don't think that Malarchuk was ready. Gruel's just going to stop it, turn around and fire it. Malarchuk wasn't ready, and he's able to beat him to the far side. That was really a really turning point in the game. But Las Vegas did fight back, and Lauer is going to score a goal here. Vermette cuts it to the net, backhander, and Lauer's just going to the net, gets a rebound, and is able to knock it behind Larry Dick. But this is probably the prettiest of all the goals here. This is a world-class goal. Steve Tuttle fakes a shot. He's going to go around Evans, going to cut around, and as he's falling down, he's able to throw it up underneath the crossbar into the over top of Malarchuk's shoulder. So that's a world-class goal. 4-3 lead, and they really deserve it.
That's the go-ahead goal. There's your scoring. Galchenyuk started at 2:15. Cavallini and Hervey assisting to tie it at 2. Then it was Scotty Gruel, who's no stranger to scoring goals, at 2:27. Velicek and Krivohia had the assist. The Admirals then took a 3-2 lead. Lauer came back to tie it, his 21st of the year from Vermette and Sharples. You got to remember, this is all during the time of the 5-minute major situation, but then they took a penalty. Vermette was in the box with 4 skaters aside. As I recall, it was Tuttle getting his 9th of the year at 15-14. Krivohia getting the assist on it for that go-ahead goal that the Admirals take 4-3. And what is this? On New Year's Eve, that's Boom Boom, I guess. They got a lot of things here in Las Vegas, and they have also about 6,200 fans on hand giving up part of their New Year's Eve to celebrate it here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So it's still a 4-3 game. Milwaukee Admirals leading against the Las Vegas Thunder. Don't go away. An interesting 20 minutes will come your way next. Welcome back, everyone, to Las Vegas, Nevada. You're watching the IHL here on Prime Network, along with Bernie Federko. I'm John Paul Della Camera. A slim 1-goal lead, Milwaukee leading it 4-3. And Bernie, every time I have a feel about the way this game is going to go, something happens, something makes me change my mind. I'm not sure how this one's going to end.
Well, it's been back and forth, and it's been end-to-end, and we talked about it. There's no neutral zone, so it's going to be one end or the other, and they've been going back and forth, and really no one has taken control of this game at all.
15 of the 35 games played so far by Milwaukee have ended up in a 1-goal game, and they're not good in the shootouts. They're 0-for-6. I wonder if that's in the back of their minds.
Well, I'm sure it is. When you're having no luck with it, I don't think you really want to get into it. So I think they're really happy with a goal lead, and I think they play very well with their lead. But again, Las Vegas does have a good team. They're not going to quit. They're certainly going to come and try to get it deep, and they're going to try to do some more forechecking in this period.
Specialty teams may still decide this. If we look at our stats, these are totals for the game. Shots on goal are very close at 30-25 in terms of Milwaukee. Look at how many power plays, though. 7 chances for Milwaukee. Second best power play in the league. They've only capitalized on 1. Vegas is 2-for-6. A lot of penalties, a lot of penalty minutes, and the faceoffs are still the same. But I still think about those specialty teams, and Bernie, that may decide it here in this third period.
Well, it's always the case that the special teams do decide it. So, I mean, both teams have been 1-for-7 on power play. That's all Milwaukee. They're the second best power play in the league, and they're really not. Vegas is really doing a good job with that. But it's 2 pretty even teams, and I'm not, expecting that it's going to be any different. It could be another 1-goal game, as you said. The first 3 of the four games that they played have ended in 1 goal, 2 with shootouts. So it's anybody's ball game still. I think they're both considering, in the locker room, I'm sure Butch Goring is telling them, look, we're only 1 behind. Let's not open up. Let's not take some chances and then end up giving up a 2-on-1 so that Milwaukee can get a 2-goal lead. So it's still a 1-game lead, or 1-goal game. All they have to do is go out there and just keep working hard.
And Kurt Frazier, the coach of Milwaukee, has a bit of a juggling act to think about here. He was already coming in without Pat McLeod. McNeil even took a few shifts on defense. Now he's got to go without Sabrin, an experienced guy back there, for 1 more period.
Well, that's going to come back to really hurt them, I think. He's going to use probably McNeil back there on defense a little bit. But, when you're protecting a 1-goal lead, it's very difficult to not have the guys you count on, a McLeod and a Sabrin, who are very good defensively, too, especially a Sabrin, who's a big guy in front of the net. I think they're really going to miss him. But, again, there's a lot of adrenaline in Hollywood. They're 20 minutes away from getting that split that they came here to get, at least, after losing that first game. So it should be a real interesting period.
Well, Bernie and I are looking forward to bringing the third period to you, so stick around. We'll be coming back. It's New Year's Eve here in Las Vegas, and it doesn't matter how old you are, you always enjoy New Year's Eve. Welcome back, everyone, to Las Vegas. It's 4-3 Milwaukee, trying to win it here on the road. They had a winning road record until this past week when they lost a pair of games, 1 to San Diego and 1 to Las Vegas, but still a respectable 1 game under 500 record away from home as Clint Malarchuk digs in for what could be a very busy third period of play. Maybe more so for Larry Dick. You would expect Vegas here at home, maybe coming back, getting a few good chances to score, certainly. Vegas is not lost here on Friday Fridays at Thomas and Mack, and overall 8-1-0. So Fridays have been very good to them, and on New Year's Eve, they've never lost, Bernie. They've never won either, right?
Brilliant.
Never won.
And hopefully they're not going to make a habit of it, because this is a very interesting game. But again, going back to that conversation with Butch Goring, the coach of the Las Vegas Thunder this morning, he's amazed at this hockey club. Even when they've been down by 2 goals at some point in the game, they have an 8-7 record. So they never quit. Every time they get into some real serious adversity, they seem to come through. So I expect them not to roll over and die. This is going to be a real interesting third period.
I'm thinking back to your keys. You said patience for Milwaukee. They may need that more here in the final 20 minutes. And you talked about Las Vegas avoiding penalties. If they continue to go to the penalty box, I'd be surprised if they would win tonight.
Well, that's going to be the key. I think what they have to do, and I'm sure that Kurt Fraser mentioned it, that center ice line is so important now. When you get to center ice, you dump it in, get it deep in the Las Vegas zone, you can protect the goalie playing in their zone.
It's showtime in Vegas, New Year's Eve. And it's a 4-3 Milwaukee lead. Here's Velishchek shooting from center. Blocker saved by Malarchuk. Velishchek following it up. In the corner, players collide. It's dug out in front, and then it goes wide behind the net. Bobby Joyce. Habscheid. Habscheid, formerly Minnesota North Stars property. Byers, a weak flip on goal. Velishchek behind the net. Hervey is there as well. 5 players are there. Count them. There's Habscheid trying to dig in as well. And it's dug out by Tressel. Tressel with long skating strides. Long shot. Glove by Malarchuk. That one fooled him. I don't think he was expecting Tressel to wind up and fire from where he did.
Those are the ones that always scare you when you're the coach behind the bench.
Here's Gruel with a flip. Deflected by McNeil. He was in there very quick. Very versatile player. McNeil behind the net. 4 players again jamming, and Derek Martin blows the whistle. We saw it get a little chippy there towards the end of the second period. We'll see if that continues here in the third period as we take time out to remind you about our next telecast. The Atlanta Knights taking on the Cincinnati Cyclones. 2 teams that draw very well. In fact, the entire IHL again up in attendance this year. Milwaukee leads the league. Cincinnati, they've just won 7 in a row and then recently lost a shootout game to Kansas City to snap their streak, but they've played well. There's the attendance derby. Milwaukee #1. Look at how close though. Cincinnati, Atlanta. Then you have Fort Wayne, Vegas, who had 10,000 here the other night. Crowds are up in the eye. They had over 16,000 for a game between Milwaukee and Phoenix on December 10th at Milwaukee at the Bradley Center. Second largest crowd ever watch an IHL game.
Best game in the world.
Cleared the other way. Krivohia. Fogarty, long shot, sticked away by Larry Dick. Picked up along the near boards by McNeil. Deflected. Vegas have a couple players down there. Here's Lefebvre trying to flip it out in front. Lefebvre tied up by Bacha. Behind the net, Bonk. Ruddock Bonk. Checked there by McNeil. Bonk trying to stay with him. He's got great size, and he's still growing, as we mentioned, at 6'4". Along the boards, it comes out. Here's Bacha. All the way back into the Las Vegas end. Cleared around the boards to Brian Fogarty. #1 pick of Quebec in the late 80s, and then went to Pittsburgh. Trying to find his way back into the NHL. A lot of potential. Velishchek behind the net. Tuttle there to help out as well. Tuttle's goal was the go-ahead goal to make it 4-3 Milwaukee. Pass over the left wing side. Gino Cavallini plays it across. Off a deflection. Coming through. There's Tuttle again. Tuttle coming in. Trying to go short side, and Malarchuk somehow got a piece. And talk about your aerobic flexibility. Can Malarchuk get himself back up?
Looked like a pretzel right there.
I was going to say.
That was a big save there. His Tuttle was cutting around as he broke in here. He fakes it. He's going to his backhand, and then he comes back to his forehand, and Malarchuk was able to get his left hand down and then keep it outside to the line. And that's some acrobatics there. These goalies absolutely amazing me how they can be like Gumby.
Yeah. That's the guy I was thinking of.
Yeah.
You remember Gumby?
Pokey and Gumby.
You remember?
Two of my favorites.
I forgot Pokey. I remember Gumby, but now I remember. Childhood.
Yes. To be back there.
Galchenyuk in for the faceoff with Gotis. 17:31 remaining here in this third period. Vegas trying to win one here in front of the home crowd, 6,200 plus, giving up New Year's Eve to spend it with the Las Vegas Thunder.
They're going to still have plenty of time after the game to get to that midnight countdown.
That's right. It was a 6 p.m. early start here in Vegas. Plenty of time to go out and see a lot of shows. There's a long shot wide of Malarchuk. All the way back the other end, Herbie. Off a deflection. Settled. Sharples carries it over the line. Nice pass. Here's a chance. Vermette backhander saved by Larry Dick. That could have been the tying goal. It's deflected off the glass. It stays in play. Vermette in the battle there. Along the near side, Lauer helped to dig it out, but it comes back to the neutral zone. Rod Buskus giving it up to Sharples. Buskus will get it back again with a flip pass. Right side of the off wing, Bobby Joyce. Backhand flip in front, and it went wide. Godis didn't get the stick down, neither did Vermette. Behind the net, Godis on the forehand pass, deflected, and then stopped by Bacha. Along the near wing sideboards, it's coming out. Here's a break. Golchinyuk over the line, top of the left circle. Slowed down by Rod Buskus and Fogarty. Shot taken by Couturier goes wide. Players battling for it behind the net. Off a deflection, Fogarty will gather it in. Here's Fogarty coming back up ice. Across the attack line, 3-on-3 rush. Fogarty right in front, backhander save, and Dick covered it up. Bobby Joyce was right there. Fogarty's made 2 or 3 brilliant moves tonight. That one didn't lead to a goal, one earlier did.
That was a real good play there. And it's amazing that Joyce wasn't. I don't think he realized that he had more time. And you're going to see Fogarty makes a good play into the middle to Joyce here. And Joyce is on his backhand, doesn't realize that he has a little bit more time. He could have taken it back maybe over to his forehand and tried to flip it over top of Larry Dick. But Larry Dick is very solid right now. They haven't been giving up a lot of chances, and he was sharp, ready for this one, and was able to hang on to the rebound. But right now, Las Vegas has got to start getting some more momentum into the zone. They got to start maybe dumping it in instead of carrying it in and trying to get some more forechecking pressure on, because right now Milwaukee seems to be dominating. When there's puck in the corner, if there's 2 Las Vegas players, and they've got 3 of their own players, so it's really if they want to get something going, they better do it soon.
Milwaukee leading at 4-3 here in the third period. 16-12 left. This is the IHL on Prime Network with Bernie Federico. I'm John Paul Della Camera. Off the draw, it's picked up and cleared into the neutral zone. Milwaukee taking it. Tressel with some good moves, dumping it in from center. Getting the pads together is Malarchuk, leading it off for Brian Fogarty. Along the right side, Lyndon Byers giving it up. Hapshide on the rush. Hapshide 3-on-3. Drops it off. Richards has it blocked. Nobody sees it. Now finally Hapshide with help from Lyndon Byers. Byers centers it. It's loose off Joyce's stick. And then Byers was taken down. And Byers ready to go with Bacha. You could tell as soon as Byers hit the ice, he was going to bounce right back up and go. And now he wants who will ever take part. That was Couturier, the somewhat innocent bystander.
Well, if he ends up going to the box by himself, not a smart time to take a penalty.
I think he's going solo.
A little too much of a temper there. Lyndon's got to learn to control that a little better. Bacha kind of gave him a little tug when he went around the net and got away with it.
When we come back, Milwaukee's power play, 1 for 7 tonight, will get another chance to take a bigger lead. Stay with us.
The little play that made Lyndon Byers not too happy. He goes around the net and he gets a little tug right there by Bacha and goes down on his behind, and he got up and he came out swinging. He wasn't too happy. First of all, went after Bacha, and then he went after Couturier, and he got caught on it. Unfortunate for Las Vegas. A big break for Milwaukee. They need to capitalize on it.
Buskus firing it in. Short-handed, here's Lefebvre, who continues to impress. Long distance shot, Larry Dick, no problem with that. And there was a whistle, though, apparently right before that. 15:34 remaining here in this third period. 1:50 to go on the power play. They'll bring the face-off all the way back. There are your power plays tonight for Milwaukee. Way below their percentage, which has been in the high 20s, or mid-20s, I should say, but 26% on the road.
But it could be the reason Pat McLeod, the anchor of that power play, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, you lose the quarterback and everything changes. It's only one guy, but he was the main man. Coming back the other way. Quinney dropping it off. He'll get it right back. Leaves it off for Sharples. Jeff Sharples takes it towards the net area, behind the net, that is. Dug out though by Kribohia. Giving it up. Tressel. with Couturier in front. Here's Tressel giving it up on the right side. Brian Dobbin chasing it. Leading the league in goals. Second leading scorer to Rob Brown of Kalamazoo. All the way down ice. Larry Dick is there. 1:10 left in the power play.
8 shorthanded goals this year for Las Vegas, too. So this would be, I'm sure, a perfect time for them to try to get one.
Back behind the net, here's Hervey. Gino Cavallini through center. Cavallini dropping it off. Milwaukee leading it 4-3. Going down was Tuttle. It's loose, almost went through. Off that deflection at the back. Cavallini moving it back. And now it's cleared down ice by Las Vegas. Larry Dick moving it off the left wing boards. Bacha. Belichick from center. Backhand pass blocked by Brad Lauer. All the way back behind Malarchuk. 27 seconds left in the man advantage. This would be a feather in Vegas' cap if they could kill it. Gino Cavallini. All the way around the boards. Belichick. Todd Richards can't get it free. And now it's deflected back. Lauer can't get around the linesman and another player, but Todd Richards can. 2-on-1. Off a save by Larry Dick. 2-on-1 break shorthanded.
Big save. Like get caught. 2-on-1 usually ends up in the net. Big glove save by Larry Dick there.
Byers' penalty is over. Now, can Vegas capitalize it? Kill the penalty. Brian Fogarty puts on the brakes. Wrist shot blocked. Rebounded. Hapshide centers. It's loose. Larry Dick pounces on it with Byers and Joyce very close in front.
Maybe a big mistake for Milwaukee. What happens, JP, a lot of times you've got a 1-goal lead, you go on the power play and you say, well, you know, let's just kill off 2 minutes. Let's just run the clock down a little. Let's not worry about scoring. Let's make sure they don't. And it could have come back really to hurt them, because you got to be aggressive when you're on the power play, and they certainly weren't there. And there's a couple of good chances here. Larry Dick is covering up. Lyndon Byers in front gives another little shot after the whistle there. But Las Vegas has really got the momentum back on their side by killing off that penalty.
Hapshide is in for this face-off with McNeil, and McNeil went on his forehand and cleared it down ice. Sharples all the way back in his own end. Behind Malarchuk, right side, Lyndon Byers. Byers coming back. 60-footer is deflected off the post. And then he gave Belichick a shot after that. But the shot taken, I think Dick would have had no trouble with, but it was deflected, and that changed it completely.
It was the old knuckleball. He got a piece of it. It was deflected off the stick and kind of give the old dip. It looked like it was going up over. You're going to see it here. He takes a shot. It's going to hit the stick, go up in the air, and kind of drop over the shoulder, off the crossbar, and then over the glass. So could have been a very interesting goal. Those are the kind of goalies hate to see. It changes direction. You kind of even lose it in the stands because you're watching it's coming at one angle, and you're looking at the glass, and all of a sudden it kind of dips on you, and you can really lose track of where it's going.
Not a thing you could do. Here's Sharples wristing it, and Larry Dick will hang on to this one.
And that's the difference between a Lyndon Byers and a Brian Dobbin. If that would have been Dobbin's shot, it would have dipped a little more and went in the net. But Lyndon, it stayed a little too high, hit the crossbar, and that's why Dobbin's got 25, and that's why Lyndon has not got 25.
Byers had some shoulder problems. He told us before the game that finally it's okay. He tried to come back too soon, as everybody does. He only has a goal and 4 assists in 18 games. It's only his 19th game.
But you know what? The next goal, he doubles his production.
That's right. You can tell him if he scores here.
That's right. Dobbin needs 25 to double.
Dobbin will clear it out. Buskas all the way across. Sharples from the red line. Larry Dick leaving it off there. He tried for a Belichick. Byers is in there hustling. Byers gives it everything he can. Here's Hapshide. Along the boards, into the corner. Bobby Joyce. Byers with a flick behind the net. Hapshide wants the backhand, and now forehand. Good moves behind the net. Hapshide has Larry Dick guessing. Trying to come in right in front. It's loose. And I think Belichick did a great job to kick it back, and fists are a little high.
Lyndon Byers going to the net.
And going to the net, not to the box, but going to the net for sure.
Some good work by Mark Hapshide behind the net, just spinning around. No one came to get him, so he actually fakes to this. He's going to go one side and comes back and almost is able to tuck it in behind Larry Dick, but he didn't get any wood on the toe of his stick to try to slide it between his pads. Larry Dick has played very, very well tonight. He's been very sharp, and I can understand why his goals against is as low as it is.
12:29 left here in this third period. Bonk will be in to take this face-off. Going to be taking it with Tressel. Ladislav Tressel, another Czech player. 5 goals now, 4 assists, 9 points in 13 games. Played some with Memphis in the CHL. Behind the net, Las Vegas will start from their own end deep. Todd Richards giving it up, left side. Fogarty dumping it in around the boards. Larry Dick almost misplayed it behind there. Dug out. Ruddick Bonk. It's loose at the side of the cage. Lefebvre picks it up. Patrice Lefebvre sends it around the boards. Ruddick Bonk looking for this one. He and Hervey had sticks up a little high. Bonk getting it, centers it. Fogarty, wrister, save, rebound. Fogarty walks in. Save. Larry Dick, the save of the night right there. Larry Dick came up immense. Behind the net, it's got to be underneath Bonk, and finally a whistle. Fogarty looked like a sniper, a 2-goal-scoring sniper coming in, and you're waiting for the light to go on.
Well, that's one of the situations where you wish it would have been Bonk or Lefebvre, a guy with some real good hands. Lefebvre was and really ended up in front of the net with his own rebound and really had nowhere to go. He tried to go up top. He should have maybe tried to dig him a little bit, but he's going to take the one shot, and it's going to end up coming right back to him. And as a parting of the Red Sea, he's able to walk in. He tried to go high over top of the shoulder of Larry Dick, but he wasn't able to get it high enough, and it's really tough to get it up high when you're that close to the net. He should have maybe taken an extra step and tried to slide it in the far side, but he's a defenseman, and that's why he's a defenseman.
Yeah. He looked pretty good on that. In the replay, though, you could see he probably could have gone a step to his left and maybe opened up the angle.
Yes.
Sharples. But Fogarty, one of those players looking stronger as this game gets older.
He's been one of the better play, one of the best defensemen tonight. There's no question about that.
Gotis brings it out, way out. Look at that kind of checking work by Golchenyuk. Good job. Clears it, cross rink. Tuttle on the right side. Checked by Sharples. Puck is still free. Behind the net, Gino Cavallini, and a penalty. Coming up here right in front of Derek Martin. A cross-checking penalty. And we'll come back with a power play opportunity. So stick with us. It's still 4-3 Milwaukee.
JP, these are the penalties that coaches get gray hair about. You're going to see an offensive zone and a come in. Galchenyuk cross checks Vermette, and he ends up in the penalty box. And really, the momentum swing has been coming for a long time now. Las Vegas has started to take this game gradually away. They're spending more time in Milwaukee's zone, and now they've got a really good opportunity to tie this game up.
Vegas in the power play, 2 for 6 tonight. They've had 10 cracks at Larry Dick. Here's Velishchek firing it in. This could be a key situation as well for Las Vegas. If they get a goal here, they're tied. If they don't, Milwaukee maybe get the momentum back. Richards takes it behind the net, falling down. Gotis in to help out. It's still loose. Vermette and Richards were digging away. And it's cleared down ice by Krivokia. Sharples is there for it. Gotis. Got to have a little more poise on this power play.
Well, McNeil has done a good job again forechecking. He's been all over the ice tonight, and he's doing a great job with the forecheck.
Gotis in the off-wing lead pass for Vermette. That would have been a nice goal had he been able to just tip that by Larry Dick. Very close. Sharples again. Sharples getting more ice time, and his numbers are getting better with Jean-Marc Richard out. He's due back pretty soon in the lineup. Behind the net, Larry Dick may have made a mistake. He does get back, though. And Couturier clears it down ice. Short shifts here for the penalty killers. Good move by Kurt Fraser.
And Las Vegas has got to get just set up, try for the one good shot. They got to get some control in the zone, and they're just not doing it. They're getting forechecked. What you got to do is shoot around the glass, shoot around the boards, and get some traffic in there, and get the puck, get the possession, and then get it set up.
Coming back the other way. Look at this. Fogarty, rink length. Try to drop it off for Lefebvre. You know, if everyone else had Fogarty's energy here, they'd be playing a lot better. I see some guys out there appear to be a bit tired, and other guys like Fogarty being rewarded with more ice time. Here's Quinney laying it off. Ruddick Bonk chasing it, so is Quinney. 4 players there. Bonk. Here's a chance. Fogarty, 40-footer, is well wide of goal. Had chance, he had plenty of time. Right point kept alive. Lefebvre, cross rink, top of the circle, Fogarty holding it. Long shot block. Penalty's over. Milwaukee have killed it again. Their penalty killing unit, #1 in the league, entering tonight's play, showing you why repeatedly tonight. Buskus clearing it up ice. Wanted Lyndon Byers. Byers and Belichick poke at one another. Play still continuing along the near wing boards. Oh, Byers taking pokes everywhere. Tressel, tell you, he gives you everything he's got, as we said earlier. He'll take that bad penalty, but he's never going to quit on you.
He's got a heart of gold. He wants to win.
Habscheid. Richards just wide of goal. Byers digging. Habscheid helps. He's got it. Left circle. Sharples couldn't get it. The pass wasn't quick enough. Tuttle with a block there. He and Sharples. Some great individual battles going on here. On the puck and off of it. Near side on the off wing, Bobby Joyce takes a check along the boards. Joyce still has it free. Came away with it. Here's a backhander saved by Dickov. Sharples. Sharples reacted well to that one. Picked up by Belichick. Clearing it off the board. Steve Tuttle. His goal was the go-ahead goal to make it 4-3. We've not had any goals in this third period. That would be the game winner if this game ended up as we have it now at 4-3, and we still have 8 minutes to play.
And this game is becoming more wide open, and I'm certain that Kurt Fraser does not want to see it get wide open. They've got the lead, and they should be protecting it.
Godus has it blocked. Vermette. I would imagine the shorter ice surface would pay off for the team that's also trying to kill this game, kill some of that clock. We'll see if it works for Milwaukee when we come back. They lead it 4-3. Welcome back to the IHL here on Prime Network with Bernie Perderko. I'm John Paul Della Camera. Off the draw, Godus wins it. Las Vegas at home trailing here 4-3 in the third period. Less than 5 minutes to play.
What you're going to see is you're going to see some real strong forechecking from Las Vegas, and you're going to try to see a lot of board work by Milwaukee in their own zone. The forwards are going to go to the boards and just try to dump everything out over the blue line.
Vermette chasing. Belichick around the boards on the right side. Kept alive by Vegas. Left side, Lauer centers. He wanted Vermette. It comes out to Buskus. The shot saved by Larry Dick. It's loose. And the rebound went right out, and it's cleared away by Tuttle to Tressel. Now Gino Cavallini trying to take the shot. Buskus got a piece. Malarchuk leaving it behind the net. Good work in the corner. Dug out. Tressel centers. The shot taken by Dobbin. Almost scored on the short side.
Big save.
All the way back. Bacha. Right side, Hervey. Hervey with a flip right back into the Las Vegas Thunder end. Behind the net. 3 players battle. Still loose. No whistle yet. Dug out. Dobbin holding it. He had Bacha open. Tried to center it in front. It's deflected. It's loose. Still loose. And Malarchuk wisely gets the glove to it with 3:44 remaining. Obviously, Vegas cannot give up a goal here. They need one. They can't give up another one. If they do, it's probably game over.
Well, certainly at this point in time, they're playing for one shot. And right now, Milwaukee's just trying to run the clock down. And the longer that they can keep it in the Thunder's end, the better it's going to be. So Dobbin with a big chance here. And it got by Malarchuk and did come off the right post. So Dobbin has not got a goal tonight, which is pretty unusual for him. 25 on the year. He's been one of the guys that has not scored for Milwaukee, and there was a big chance. Certainly his best chance of the night.
Milwaukee doing a good job tonight. Kurt Fraser in terms of being shorthanded, losing Sabrin. Already down one defenseman with Pat McLeod not able to play tonight. Getting the most out of his players here in this third period with those shorter shifts. But players that haven't normally come up big are coming through from tonight, including number 33, Tressel.
Yes, he's played a very strong game. Very impressed with his play tonight.
He's gotten a lot of ice time too, Bernie. Apparently playing for Memphis, probably got a lot more ice time, a lot more confidence, and now he's up with a bigger team, and he probably doesn't want to go back down. No,
well, he certainly hasn't looked out of place. He's played one of the stronger games.
There's that stat we told you about before. We might have to change that, fellas. Right now, 8-0 when he scores a goal. We mentioned before he had gone 12 games without a goal. Foot scoring was a little bit concerned at one point when Bonk's play had gone down a little bit, but then it picked up. But it's a long season. Again, it's in Czechoslovakia. He probably played half as many games as he'll play here in the IHL, and not against this kind of competition.
And he's already got those games in, and we're only at New Year's Eve.
The league is talking about Radek Bonk. Behind the net, Todd Richards. with a flip. Intended for Byers, who was taken down. Byers and Herbie got tied up together. And both actually went down. It's back towards Malarchik's end. Less than 3 minutes to go. And of course, Butch Goring can pull Malarchik for the extra attacker at some point here. Also, both coaches allowed the timeout. Neither one has used it at this point. Sharple's giving it up. Far side, Vermette around the boards. Towards the near wing end. Milwaukee looking to clear it out, kill some clock, sent back in by Las Vegas. Krivohia giving it up to Dobbin, just flipping it out of the zone. Couturier sends it into the corner, far wing side. Joyce slaps at it, and it's deflected out of play. That will stop the clock with 2:25 left. The more stoppages you have, or if you go to the timeouts, of course, that way the coaches can give the better players more ice time. You can rest players, your key players, so that helps. When it's end-to-end like that, you lose out.
Well, absolutely, and what's happening right now is Milwaukee's bench is already short, and it's certainly been the more stoppages in play, the more advantages it's going to be for Milwaukee. Kirk Fraser's going to have enough time to rest his players, but they're doing a very good job right now, Milwaukee. They're not letting anything get around Dick. They're ended up shooting it in. They're dumping it in. They're getting it over center ice and getting it deep, and they're really controlling the play right now.
Godis off the draw. Vermette helping out, and now it's Brian Fogarty backhanding it around the boards to Rod Buskus. Belichick keeping it in. Buskus taking over behind his own net. 2:15 remaining in the game. 4-3 Milwaukee. Fogarty checks his man. Now Godis is in there. Again, more time is wasted. Right there, about 6 or 7 seconds were ticked off the clock. So Dobbin, who's a goal scorer, did a nice job there defensively. So even though he's not scoring, he's still helping.
I've been very impressed with his play. He's a very solid two-way player. He doesn't mind the tough going. He's right in there. He's been a hard nose the whole time. 9 power play goals, 3 shorthanded goals. That's pretty impressive himself. But his defensive play, and you can bet that Kirk Fraser's not afraid to use him at any point in the game. They're keeping it deep. They're keeping it in behind Thunder's net, and you can't score when you're in the wrong end. So that's Las Vegas is going to have to get the puck down in deep, and they're going to have to get some action going as they're around 2 minutes to go, and they're in big trouble if they don't get one soon.
Fogarty, backhand flip of ice. Here's Quinney over the line. Poke checked away from him. Tuttle clearing it past Fogarty, who fell down. Lefebvre had it and then lost it. Flips it high off the glass and back the other way. We'll watch Malarchik for you with 1:50 to go. Tressel with a flip. Tuttle chasing it. Checked there by Reddick Bonk. And a penalty being called by Derek Martin on Reddick Bonk, who doesn't even suspect this. Well, let's see. No. Well, Malarchik was leaving. He thought it was the other way, unless there was a retaliation that I didn't see. As soon as Bonk made the check, that's when I saw Martin's arm go up.
Well, he's called Steve Tuttle with a high stick. Now, I don't know if that was reaction or he had his stick up, but very, very costly call maybe for Milwaukee at this point in time.
I'm surprised. My first clue is when I saw Malarchik skating off, but I broadcast a game years ago and both goalies came to the bench. I'll never forget that. Tuttle is off for high sticking. I didn't see it. I saw Bonk make the check, and then I saw Derek Martin's arm go up.
But certainly not a good time for a penalty. That's a very unfortunate call. I mean, usually at the end of the game, you have to have something that's very, very obvious before there's a call is made. And if we can take a look at it here, we'll maybe be able to see if we can pick it up as it was just, here it is. Bonk makes the hit here. And Tuttle just hooks him. They got a lucky call, I think, there, and but that's part of the game. You got to have luck at the right time, and certainly a lot of times it's better to be lucky than good. So a maybe a big break in the game for Las Vegas, and maybe we may see our first shootout.
It's only a break if they score, right?
That's right.
On the right side, dumped in by Richards, off Dick's glove hand, picked up by Bacha. Can't clear it out. Joyce kept it in. On the power play, Vermette holding, backhanding it. Habscheid holds it. Sharples a shot, score! Vegas ties it.
sure if this was deflected in front or not. Vermette, I think, did. Yes, he did. A one-timer shot by Jeff Sharper from the point. Vermette is able to get his stick on the backhand. You'll see him coming behind the net here. There's a shot, and he's able to deflect it, and it goes underneath and between the pads of Larry Dick. So a big, big break for Las Vegas, apparently in the last couple of minutes, and they have tied this game, and a shootout may be looming. Something that would be very exciting for us to see. What a way to end the new year. Or the old year, I should say. Bring in the new year.
You say it, I'll follow you. I think Kurt Frazier's New Year's resolution is not to get into any more shootouts because they are 0-6, but tough luck for his crew right now. This is still not over. There's still 1 minute and 3 left, but if you're a familiar viewer of IHL hockey, they've changed the rule, no more 5-minute overtime. So we go right to a shootout if it's tied when this game comes to a conclusion in 103.
What's interesting is if you win the last game of the year, you always end up winning the cup. So this isn't the last game of the year, but it is a little bit that way. Maybe Kurt Frazier can still get that first one, but there's still 1 minute to go.
Todd Richards, that's a power play goal for Mets, 12th of the year. Here comes Las Vegas, dumping it in around the boards. And another offside. Again, go back to that stat. When Vegas scores 4 or more goals, 18-0-2. When Bonk scores, undefeated at 8-0-0. And I think right now Butch Goring would be glad to take a shootout.
Well, the good news for both teams. I think they want to get through the last 50 seconds here. They both at least get 1 point. It's an overtime loss if you get beaten in a shootout, but you still get a point. So certainly it would be disappointing for Milwaukee to lose a point, but they do have 1. And it would be a very, very big point if Las Vegas can get that extra one too.
Malarchuk watches as that one went just wide. Still some time left, 40 seconds. A chance or 2 maybe for each side. Vermette giving it up. His goal tied it. Sent in. Dick just caught that one. Picked up by Velischek. Randy Velischek, former Providence College star for 4 years. The flip in, Malarchuk. That would have deadened the house. Centering pass, a shot at Malarchuk right there on Gino Cavallini. Right point, Hervey. It's deflected up high and into the corner it goes. Still 8 seconds left. Well, we said that teams would get some chances, and they did. Cleared all the way down ice. Can you say shootout? Did you see that in the end? He took that long shot. I think they thought time was over.
There was a couple of Milwaukee guys still in the zone, so it would have been outside, but that was the game saver right there. That big save that Malarchuk made on Gino Cavallini. I can't believe that he got that left pad out. He almost knocked one in his own net, and then Gino gets a chance all alone in front, and he stuck out his left pad and made the save. Unbelievable. Could have been all over right there, but a big save by Clint Malarchuk. Unbelievable.
Well, I don't know about you, partner. I'm looking forward to my first shootout.
I am really happy. Here we're going to take a look at it. Here's the replay. Gino Cavallini all alone in front. Look at this save here. He got his left toe on it. Unbelievable. Gino will be having nightmares over that one.
It's wild.
Absolutely.
All right. Your last chance to reach for a beverage, because when we come back, it's time for the shootout, something Vegas has excelled at and Milwaukee has not. The shootout's next from Vegas. 4-4 at the end of regulation. That means shootout. We'll explain it to you briefly. Each team has 5 chances to score. You continue until some team gets a numerical advantage, so it's conceivable you could end it on 3 rounds. Here's Dobbin going in for the first. Dobbin shoots, and Malarchuk looked like he came up with it there.
Well, Malarchuk catches with his left hand. Dobbin is a right-hand shot. Most of the time what you want to do in that situation is you come in, you try to get the goalie to go down, and he shot it over the net. Mark Havshide in on Larry Dick. Again, he tried to go 5-hole. He tried to go between the pads of Larry Dick. Dick came out, cut down the angle, and slid back in, was able to get really most of his midsection on that. He wasn't getting, there was no room for him to slide through. Sylvain Couturier. Left-handed shot. He'll probably try to go to the, he goes to the forehand, and a big save by Malarchuk. Getting those pads close quick enough. There was no room in between those pads. This is exciting and happens awful fast. Brad Lauer, 20 goals on the year. Got one tonight, 21. Again, trying to go to the far side. These goaltenders are doing the right job. Both of them coming out to challenge the shooter, sliding back. Really, I'm interested. No one has tried to deke yet. Usually the one or two guys are going to come and try to deke, and I wouldn't be surprised. So here's a guy with a big long reach. Tressel scored a goal tonight. Malarchuk out of the net. Again, tried to go to his forehand on the deke and tried to slide it in the short side. There was no room.
This man have 1-0. Butch Scoring told us his key shooters are numbers 1 and 3. Here's Lefebvre, third shot.
Who has had a great game tonight. He got it. Goes to his backhand on the deke, and actually it hit both posts and stayed in. That was a big, now all of a sudden, Milwaukee in a situation, they have to score both these goals to win the shootout, and at least one of them just to get into tie.
Steve Tuttle will walk in on goal on his forehand, and Malarchuk came out and made a big save.
Again, another tried to slide it underneath Malarchuk. Again, he stood his ground, was able to stack his pads and get up. This could be a big shot here.
It's game over if Todd Richards gets it. This is the steadiest player for Butch Scoring, and here he comes. Richards on the forehand, and he missed. Missed
wide. Well, the good news for Las Vegas is if there's no goal here, it's all over. The one goal stands up. And if they score, they still got one chance to win it on that final shot. This is always the scary situation for the poor guy that has to take the shot. The whole team is riding on him because if he doesn't score here, and it's
your ex-teammate. Yeah. Here he comes. The man whose last shot was saved by Malarchuk, Gino Cavallini. On the forehand, now the backhand, he scores! Gino Cavallini ties it.
A big goal there. Gino made a nice fake, was able to go to his backhand, was able to get it, I think, between the pads of Clint Malarchuk. But now here's pressure again, but if you don't score, you got two more shooters. So Jeff Sharples can win it all for the Thunder.
He's going to take his time a little bit. Once he goes forward, that's it. And here he comes. Jeff Sharples, number 8 for Las Vegas. He could win it with his shot against Larry Dick. Save! We're going into extra time on the shootout.
Which is sudden death now. Which, again, now you have to use a 6th shooter. You're not allowed to use any one of the first 5 shooters until all the shooters have been used up. So Scott Gruel, who's 575th goal tonight.
Not a bad guy as your 6th guy, right? And here's Scotty Gruel against Malarchuk, who has only let in 1. Scotty Gruel, forehander, save Malarchuk. So that means, again, this next one could do it.
What's really interesting is that really 4 of the 6 players have gone to the right side of Malarchuk, trying to slide it under, and he's made the save all 4 times. Gino Cavallini's the only one beat him to the far side.
Steve Godis, right-handed shot coming in on goal. Score! Steve Godis, Vegas wins in a shootout. They win again. What a wild finish in Vegas, and once again, Bernie, the team that does well in the shootouts, does it again.
Well, big goal by Godis. He got Larry Dick to go down, try to stack his pad, and he threw it right up underneath the crossbar. In fact, it hit the water bottle. He got it so straight up. So a beautiful goal. He knew what he was doing. He came in again on the right side. Larry Dick, a left-handed goalie, catches with his left hand. He gets him to go down, and he shoots it right up underneath. You see the water bottle hit. That's as good a shot as you can get. And the one that, unfortunately, Kurt Fraser is going to have nightmares again on this last day of 1993 because he's, what, 0-7 now on the shootouts.
Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. I guess unless you're a Milwaukee Admirals fan, it was a tough loss for them tonight. They lose it in the shootout. The Thunder, coming from behind, they win it 5-4. We'll be back. Visit the Cincinnati Cyclones next Saturday, January the 8th. On behalf of everyone from Prime Network, we wish you all a happy New Year's Eve and Happy New Year. For Bernie Perducco, I'm John Paul Della Camera. We say so long and we show you that final goal. Good night, everyone.